Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Dark Council podcast. A long time coming since we've actually been back on the scene, and we're here with our quarterly Star Wars character death tier ranking. It is the Freelancer here with Jake.
Yo!
We were going to have one extra for this one, but he unfortunately was not able to make it. Cam was going to join us, but he was not able to join in. He's been dealing with a lot of bullshit, and his scheduling for work has been dicking him over hard. So, we will unfortunately be without him for this one. Maybe in the next one we'll be able to do it. I'll announce what our next one is, what our next actual death ranking is, as well as what the next podcast episode is at the end of this. So, hope you are ready for that. But for now, how you been doing, Jake? I know we haven't actually had a proper podcast episode in almost a month now.
Yep. I had COVID, which is why we missed one of them.
Missed two because of that.
Two?
Yeah. Because you were still kind of
Oh, you're right. Yeah, no, we missed two because of that.
But Cam was also away for that one, so we weren't going to be able to do that one anyway.
Yep. And then
the next one, Cam was also not able to make it, so.
Yep. And then the
one after that was technical difficulties, which for those
always good.
Always good professionals. This one.
Yep.
This time we do have the audio working. This time we do.
I super love it when the internet just hates specifically me. And it's just like, hey, you don't get to talk today.
You're not allowed to be on You're not allowed to be on the internet today, sir.
You can talk, but no one can hear you. You're like a ghost.
No one can hear you scream here. No one can hear you scream here.
Sent to the fucking Shadow Realm, dude.
Alright, so for those of you unaware, we have already done the characters from the movies. I did add one more onto our list from last time, if you'll see on the new Jabba the Hutt section.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That's a good place for him.
Orson Krennic from the Rogue One movie. I think he deserves the jobber spot. He literally did just kind of get jobbed there.
Yep. I 100% agree.
I was going to add Tarkin, but I think Tarkin is going to be the next one I pop in. I genuinely don't think Tarkin's even worth bringing up.
No. He dies off screen.
He does. He blows up with the Death Star along with several hundreds of millions of Imperials.
Yeah, he dies off screen to the sound effect of our table, it's broken.
God damn it. So I did have the tier list arranged pretty much how it was last time. I tried to look for the image, but I actually had to go back into the episode for the podcast. I had to look back onto that episode in particular and see how we had everybody else arranged, because I remembered we said we wanted to add on from that. And so yes. This tier list is a work in progress one for the podcast, so it's there. It is also a public one, so for those who go on the tier list maker, you can arrange this all yourself. You can go in and you can make this as you wish. You can arrange your own character deaths.
You can disagree with us and show us your tier list.
Yeah. So
I will judge you.
We will be judging, but that is just the nature of Star Wars fans. That is the nature of Star Wars fans.
I will look at your choices and go, why? Much like how you looked at our choices and went, why?
So
it's only fair.
So to kind of run back our initial set of characters, we did all the movie one, all the primary faces from the movies. Our only two in the epic slot so far are Darth Maul and K2SO.
Yep.
Which is wild to me, but okay.
Like champions, dude.
For heroics, we had Cassian Andor, Darth Vader, Jyn Erso, Baze Malbus, and Qui-Gon Jinn.
there's quite a bit of few Rogue One characters in there. Almost like that was a good movie.
I mean, yeah, it was a pretty good movie. So, necessary sacrifices. We had Bail Organa, another person who also died off screen because he got blown up with the Alderaan.
Yeah.
A place that those of us in
good.
He went out doing something good on a place that nobody actually cared about.
True.
We've played Old Republic. We know how awful Alderaan is.
Man, I'm tired of these power struggles from all these nobles on this fucking backwater planet.
And he's one of those fucking major houses. He's from one of those fucking major houses.
I feel like Bail Organa is the kind of guy who's like, hey, yeah, like, the nobles are like, they're there and all, but like, dog, we're all just people. Like,
I mean, he did end up marrying in. He was not originally an Organa beforehand. He actually married into the Organa house.
Ah. That would make sense as to why he's so cool and chill, as opposed to everyone else on Alderaan.
Yeah. We also had
like fucking Game of Thrones characters. It's fucking wild.
We had Chirrut Imwe, another of our necessary sacrifices. Gyal Akbar, who unfortunately, despite his awesomeness in Legends, unfortunately just kind of got jobbed in freaking canon. And Obi-Wan, another one of those.
I like Fish Dad.
We do like Fish Dad. He's cool. We got Obi-Wan and the necessary sacrifices, because without his sacrifice, Vader would never have started to reconsider his life choices.
Yep.
Let's be real.
Not quite heroic.
No, not quite heroic, but he did just kind of let himself get got, but he knew he had to. Like, he was not going to be able to make it out of that fight. And to be able to do what he did basically turn Vader away from his path of dark.
Yep.
He did manage to turn Vader back with his sacrifice, or at least start him on that path. We had Anakin's mother, Shmi, another one of those necessary sacrifices. A victim of the plot who was meant to just fuel more angst into the edgy Anakin.
I killed them.
Killed all of them. Not just the men, but the women and children too.
They said sand was great, and I disagreed.
They had sand in their name.
I hate sand so much, anything named sand must also die.
Why he killed all the sand people. That's why he killed all the sand people with the Jawas.
Yeah. Killed all the sand people because they are sand.
And then Yoda also another one of those. Everywhere. And then Yoda is also another one of those necessary sacrifices because what else was he gonna do?
Yeah, true.
Yoda kind of ran his course, and he knew, like, look, I'm over 900 years old. You young people got to start doing some shit.
Dude, it's crazy how much he aged in the last 20 years of his life.
It's crazy.
Like the last like 20, 25 years of his life, he aged so much. It's that good Dagobah living, dude.
Yep. And then of course we had our did you even try? Like father, like son.
Oh no! But you're right though.
Fred just kind of like gave himself up and then got for it.
Oh my god!
And then Han tried to do a thing, but actually not.
I love you, my son. Cool.
Your heartfelt gestures are not enough to quell my emo heart. So we had fucking Mace Windu, who literally just kind of fucking got. Honestly, I've debated about moving him to the jobber section because of the fucking...
It's close!
It's real close.
It's so close.
Like, he literally just kind of... Like... Because he almost made an attempt, and then Anakin stopped him from making the attempt. And then Palpatine stopped him from making any more attempts.
Fucking...
Speaking of Palpatine...
Yep.
Also in the Did You Even
Chris.
Try?
Jesus Christ. Every time that man has died, it has been just like, dog, you could have done so much more.
So much more, brother. Your life could have been better, but it wasn't.
All I
Unfortunate.
know how to do is shoot lightning.
My
Don't
one
throw me into
my
a
one
hole,
trick
please.
my one trick is shooting lightning because I was really fucking badass as a fucking lightsaber duelist, but then that little shit Yoda kicked my lightsaber away and I've never been able to find it.
Yeah, I've never been able to find it or take another one from all of the other Jedi who
From
have
the
died
thousands
over
of
the years.
from the thousands of from the literal thousands of lightsabers that we threw into a smelter to be dismantled because they are
Jesus
illegal.
Christ. I never even realized like that's why he doesn't use his lightsaber. It's because he just doesn't have it.
I mean, the other part of it is the only reason he wielded one in the first place is because he used it as a way to mock the Jedi's way of fighting. Which is all the funnier considering the Sith are the ones who made the first actual lightsaber.
Okay. Oh, look, it's a more elegant weapon for a civilized age. Ooh, look, I shoot lightning.
Zap.
Die. Die.
And then we get to our good old-fashioned Jabba the Hutts.
Oh my god, dude, it's so bad. It's so
Dooku
bad
just... Dooku, buddy, you had a good run, and then you didn't, and then you got jobbed for it.
I like that the image you got was also him being surprised
before
he dies.
Yeah, I did that expressly. I did that expressly.
Oh my god.
We had Dryden Voss, who was from the... I like to note that all the characters of note who died in the Solo movie are on the jobbers list.
Yeah.
Dryden Voss, the big crime boss from the Crimson Dawn Syndicate. Literally just kind of got by his second in command. Not even Han himself. His second in command killed him. And then took over his entire empire. And then took that from Maul.
Yeah. Way cooler of a person.
Huh?
I said the second in command, way cooler of a person.
Kira was pretty cool, actually. I know she was kind of like, she didn't have a lot of presence for that movie, but she was actually pretty cool for a lot of the shit she did.
Yep.
Of course, we may end up doing a video about Kira in the future. I don't know. We'll figure that one out. Then we get to Galen Erso, Jyn Erso's father, the creator of the Death Star.
Yep. Like a chump, dude.
Yeah, he kind of got by an explosion because Y-wing bombers. That's the fucked up part. He got by fucking Y-wing bombers that were coming in to aid them.
Yep.
Don't worry, guys. We're coming to the rescue. Boom,
Same
boom,
team.
Same team. Same team.
There was a misinput. There was a misinput. Come on.
Then we've got our glorious metal boy.
Dog. Oh, he needs to be lower on the jobber list. Holy shit.
No, because what he does throughout his entire life, he does earn that spot higher.
Yeah, but he went out like an absolute chump.
Fucking figure his placement out. Then we got...
He's a cool badass who was like, yeah, I'm the coolest and strongest. Fear me. I have a pew-pew, too. My organs.
The only actual vital spots of my body.
You managed to shoot it in one shot.
And then you did it again. I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
Fire! Oh no.
I believe I am on fire.
shit sucks, dude. Oh no.
One of the coolest fucking designed characters of the movies, and he went out like an absolute fucking bitch.
Dude. Here's the thing, if he had died in a lightsaber fight,
Little bit
probably
cooler.
heroic. Probably heroic. Because
Yeah.
he definitely tried.
He definitely fucking tried.
And he wouldn't have been a necessary sacrifice.
No.
Oh, dude, he would have jumped way up with, like, the big dogs, dude.
Yeah.
Had he not just gotten shot to death.
From a
Like, you
dangling
Keanu
Obi-Wan.
movie.
From a dangling Obi-Wan, by the way.
Yeah.
Then we get to General Hux, who how do we talk about Ginger Hitler?
That sucked so much. Oh my god.
I talk about Ginger Space Hitler.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.
Like, dude literally tried to play double agent and then got shot by the next man on this list.
Yup. You're sitting there thinking,
Who literally
I can
literally
sum up
overestimated the threat level of his opponent. Just like, how did they get a fleet? It's not a fleet, it's just people. Then how are you losing?
I can sum up Hux in 3 fucking words. Like a bitch.
Yep. Then we get to the man who's named this entire fucking category. Old Jabba the Hutt.
I'm a huge crime boss. I'm the most powerful thing out
Literally
in the, outer
the
rim.
most intimidating crime boss and literally the head of the space mafia.
I'm the guy. I'm the guy. I'm getting choked out by a waif. This sucks.
I am literally getting choked out by my slaves chain. Wow.
Freeze frame. Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got in this position. It's not as hot as you think.
Let me take you back.
Oh my god, dude.
So stupid.
Any other time I could think of being like, woman in like chainmail dancer bikini choking me, like, you know what? That's not that bad. That's not that bad. Oh, she's actively trying to kill me. Oh well, now it is that bad.
It's really
I wonder if
bad.
that flashed through Jabba's mind right before he died. He's like, you know what? This could have been kind of hot, except.
I have no idea, honestly. I have no idea. Then we get another of these solo movie characters, L337. Let's have Droid Revolution. Droid rights.
The Che Guevara of fucking droids.
Droid rights, everybody.
That's right. Seize the means of production, and then get gunned down in the streets.
This is why HK1 failed. Stupid.
Dude! Fuck, man! Oh! HK is so fucking cool.
Literally, the basis of his design was the reason droids are designed the way they are. His original base model is the reason droids are designed the way they are now.
Yep. Fucking love HK, dude.
The first model HK1, literally caused the biggest droid revolution in the galaxy. And almost succeeded. IG-88 could never.
Dude, no, not even close. IG-88's like, Okay, I just thought of this. Why is IG-88 a bounty hunter?
Because IG-88s are programmed as assassin droids.
Okay.
or IG series in general are programmed as assassin droids.
But
Because they're originally they're the predecessors of the HK line, because they're actually made, I think they're actually made by the opposing company of Zerka that made the HK models.
But why is he a bounty hunter?
Pretty sure he gained the sentience and the desire to kill.
Yeah.
Because IG-88 also only ever took kill missions.
But why a bounty hunter?
Because he
Why
likes
not
to kill.
Why not just be a serial killer?
Because you can't get away from the law by being a serial killer. You can get away from the law by being a bounty hunter. The bounty hunters skirt the law ever so slightly because of the fact that some bounties are government sanctioned.
I mean, I guess.
Which is,
what do you think he does with the money?
Probably puts it towards building his droid army that he put on Mechas 3.
I forgot about that. Oh shit! No, you're right. Okay, that was what I was getting at. I was like, why is he a bounty hunter? Why is he doing this for money? You know what? That's right.
Yeah, no, he's trying to fucking start his own droid revolution.
I forgore that he is
a fucking psychopath.
He's HK at home.
He's HK at home. It's even funnier because HK-47 also tried to start a droid revolution with his own fucking series of new models for Mustafar.
Yup.
Some of which IG-88 he also got absolutely fucking jobbed for it.
Yeah.
Because we know how the Mustafar mission goes. We know how that dungeon goes.
You do.
Wow. Have you never done the Mustafar dungeon?
Nope.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
I don't think I did most of the dungeons.
Wow.
Just beeline story.
That's on it. So you didn't do any of that in Galaxies?
You
never did
Galaxies, I don't think I got that far.
You never got to Mustafar?
No.
Oh. Yeah, because you have to actually that's how you get a lot of the stuff for droid making, is actually finishing his dungeon. Some of the higher tier droid blueprints are through him. You have to kill him to get some of the higher tier droid blueprints.
I think I stopped playing Galaxies before that even came out.
I don't doubt it, because I think that came out with the jump to lightspeed, so I know that's when a lot of people dropped off from it, because that was when they did the whole combat rework.
Yep. Yeah, combat upgrade. Oh, just ruined that whole game.
Yeah. So, I guess we move on from L3 to Leia, who just kind of let herself die to try to sway Jackass in the front.
She died like her mom did.
Heartbreak.
Just sad.
Just sad.
I'm sad. Blech.
Which is why she's on this list, too.
Yep.
Then there's Luke. Poor fucking Luke.
Dog. Remember, kids, kill your heroes.
Destroy the past, kill it if you have to.
I hate it here. I hate it here. Dude, Canon Luke was so much fucking cooler.
Legends Luke.
Or Legends Luke.
I mean,
so much fucking
of course
cooler.
he fucking was. Dude ran like 5 Jedi temples. Dude ran 5 Jedi temples, became the new Jedi Grand Master, restarted the Order, helped defeat the Yuuzhan Vong, and then stopped 3 separate galactic crises after, in the form of the Dark Nest, the Dark Nest, his own fucking nephew, and Abeloth. He literally killed Space Satan.
Yep.
He killed Space Cthulhu Satan.
Space Cathais. He killed Space Cathais. Oh, man.
But in this one, he's just
dude,
like,
Luke
I'm
was
gonna project.
So cool.
I'm not even gonna show up to fight you. I'm just gonna project myself out to you and then fucking disrespect you.
Yep, and then
I die because the fucking because my
sad.
projection takes damage like I do.
Fucking God, dude. Ugh.
Dumb. Speaking of dumb, Phasma.
We want to make a character that's as mysterious as Boba Fett, so we can sell toys and products. Cool. Is she gonna do cool things like Boba Fett did?
No.
She's gonna have, I think, 5 lines in the whole trilogy, and then die.
Oh shit! I think she does only have like 5 lines in the whole fucking the whole trilogy.
Because I don't think she shows
Not
up
counting
at all in the second movie.
No, she shows up in Last Jedi because that's where she dies.
I thought she died
remember
in the third movie.
No, she dies in this. She dies in Last Jedi because remember she dies on the big Super Star Destroyer.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
The big fucking B2 bomber fucking Star Destroyer. They enlarged the stealthy U.S. crater maker.
They just took the idea from Stellaris, just straight up fucking grabbed it.
Even gave it a dumb name, the Supremacy.
What I want to know is where the fuck the First Order got the money to make that thing.
Pillaging, literally kidnapping, threatening, and pillaging their way through the Outer Rim. While the New Republic just fucking batted an eye like, oh, they're not doing anything terrible. They're not anything. Right. They're just a bunch of fucking wannabes. They don't actually exist.
It's the Republic's fault.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot.
Because
they are
canon New Republic is inept and ignorant.
Oh my god, dude.
Ineptitude and ignorance is why the First Order was able to succeed.
The New Republic.
That and the fact they were literally building off the backbone of what Palpatine left for them. So, old Papa Palpatine left him a bunch of shit behind, and that's what they got to play with.
Thank you, Papa.
Go for Papa Palpatine.
The New Republic is dog water. Just absolute the worst. Up until the writers say that they can do cool things.
And even then, they don't really get to do a lot of cool things.
No, I think the only cool thing I've ever seen the New Republic do was blow up a pirate ship.
Yeah. And even then, you were kind of mixed about that, considering you didn't like what they did to the B-Wing.
No. My boy. I was so ready for cool torpedoes or something, and they're like, nah, big laser. My boy!
Even wilder, because that's just a variant of the B. That's just a variant of the B-Wing. It's not even that's not even just a normal for the B-Wing. That was a expansion from a prototype that was featured in Rebels, which the platform was later built from. The ones we see later are the ones we know from Legends. Those are the ones that we commonly see with the big fucking torpedo bay and all that. But the one with the laser is a variant they built later. They built upon that original prototype that had the shipbreaker cannon.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Well, if you're gonna hate it, we might as well hate on. When we have something to hate, we might as well hate on Snoke.
What a disappointment! I'm not even mad at him. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, no, we want to talk about villains who had a lot of stuff that could have happened, and then we did absolutely nothing with. Snoke.
Snoke would have been so cool.
He had every potential to be a cool fucking villain.
Here, okay, I can fix the whole trilogy series.
Oh, there's a lot of ways we could do that, but I figure we save that for its own video.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I won't get into it now.
We'll save that for a whole video.
I won't get into it now because I will get so heated.
You'll get so heated, and then we'll have another, like, 45-minute conversation about all the problems with the sequels. We'll get into that in its own video. We'll deal with that in its own video.
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Burn the bridge when we get to it. Anyway, speaking of burning bridges, let's talk about the master bridge exploder himself, Tobias Beckett. Who also went out like a fucking jobber. He tried to kidnap Chewie and run off with the coaxium, and then got because Han, in fact, shot first.
Boo. Here's the worst part. I know you made that joke when we did this list.
I know I did. All we need to say about how Tobias Beckett went out. Han shot first.
You're taking my bit of reusing jokes. How dare you?
I have to, man.
Yeah, you're right, because it was a good one.
It's a good one. And poor Django. Poor Django, man.
Fucking dude.
It's even worse because we've talked about how they could have done his whole fucking battle originally.
Yeah.
Where he's battling fucking Windu with Anakin's lightsaber. He
is like, fuck, dude. He could have gone up to.
He would have been at least heroic. Most heroic.
No. At minimum necessary sacrifice, because he had to die for actual Boba Fett.
Yeah, he had to die because Boba Fett.
So minimum necessary sacrifice. Had his fight been cooler.
Had his fight actually been cooler.
But no, it's block, behead. Goodbye. Like fucking 5 seconds on screen.
Yeah, it's rough. The worst part is the reasoning.
Jetpack.
Well, the problem was the jetpack was broken. That's the entire reason he got was because he was panicking because his jetpack broke. Because the rack that fucking ran over him fucking busted up his jetpack so he couldn't actually escape.
Dude, he has like a rocket launcher.
Which is tied to the jetpack, which is broken.
He's got a flamethrower.
Which is on his wrist.
He's got electro cables.
Also on his wrist.
Like, fuck.
He's got fucking poison darts.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna shoot at you with my one pistol.
Which has probably the best sound effect since until Cad Bane's pistol.
I mean, yeah. It sounds pretty good.
It became the basis for Mandalorian blaster sound effects.
So
it's
good.
Actually really fucking cool.
They're so cool.
So that's kind of our list so far and everything we've kind of discussed on them so far. Now let's get into the new schmuckos for joining this list.
Yeah!
So we're starting this one off with so I ordered these out specifically from the games they are featured in.
Okay.
So first one up, we have the Battlefront Elite Squadron video game. This is Fallon Gray and X1. Fallon Gray was the actual base template for X1 and X2, the two Force-sensitive clone troopers who are going to be in the original Battlefront 3, but ended up being the main characters for Elite Squadron.
I remember we talked about him too.
We did talk about him.
Yeah, we talked about X1 and X2.
X1 and X2. Fallon Gray was mentioned in there, but he kind of gets jobbed. Like, he tries to defend X2 and he gets got for it because X1 kills him and then takes his lightsaber. X1 is able to overwhelm and kill him, and then they escape then X1 escapes, leaving Fallon Gray and his brother to die.
I've got a quick question.
Yeah.
Did X1 have a lightsaber before he took Fallon Gray's lightsaber?
No. No, because this was just after the Empire took over.
So
He did not earn the lightsaber prior. He did use the lightsaber prior to... He did use the lightsaber afterwards, because in a duel later, he does fight X1 on Vader's Star Destroyer later on.
So what I'm hearing is...
The Death's Head, I think, is the Star
Fallon-
Destroyer he fights him on.
So what I'm hearing is Fallon Gray had a lightsaber.
Yes, because
and
he was a
lost to
Jedi.
Lost to a man.
He lost to basically his son.
Like, fucking what? Punched him a little bit? Like, what the fuck?
He punched him and then shot him. All because he
Stop!
threatened.
You have a lightsaber.
He also threatened a whole ship full of refugees.
Okay, that's a little different then. I thought like he just walked up and was like, "Yo,
You know,
it's cool lightsaber."
X1 was
What if
about
I
to
just-
get. X1 was about to get
beef?
got. X1 was about to get got, and then he threatened the whole fact that they were going to blow up the whole transport full of refugees that they just finished protecting.
It's fair.
If he didn't surrender and let himself and give himself up to the Empire, he would die. He also he also tricked him and tried to appeal to the whole like the fact that Fallon Gray was his original clone template, and so he pulled the whole like father trick on him.
You're not so different, you and I.
He tried to pull the whole like he tried to appeal to his Jedi compassion and basically tricked him with that. So on top of the whole thread about hostages, he tried to trick him with that. Because the hostages, I think he actually was... I think originally he tried to break through to him with the Jedi compassion. It softened him up, and then he got him weakened up, but Fallon retaliated after he tried to get him with that one. But then when they brought up the whole thing about the hostages, he basically gave up after that and let himself get got. Because it was either that or watch hundreds of innocent civilians get blown up.
You know what? That's fair.
Thinking Jobber, or did you even try?
I would say, did you even try? He
Yeah.
did get murked by a man with, like, essentially an unarmed man.
Yeah.
If you have a lightsaber and you're fighting a dude with a blaster, like, that dude's unarmed. Like, he might as
Basically.
well be.
Basically. And then we get X1, which I believe we stated this man's going in the Jobber section.
Yes.
Because how do you try to trick your opponent with an attempt to stab him with your lightsaber from behind, only for you to get stabbed by the thing?
Yeah.
How do you impale yourself on your own lightsaber? How do you do
Hoisted
that?
on his own petard, dude.
Stupid. So fucking stupid. Jobber.
Jobber.
Now we start getting into The Force Unleashed. Now-
Hey, I know about this.
Yeah. So this one has... So apparently I learned this, and I'm not solid on any of this. There were not as many actual character deaths in the second game, apparently. Because unless you count alternate endings, there is no actual major
Yep.
character deaths that are worth mentioning.
Yep.
So we'll just be covering Force Unleashed. Because there's
That's
a
fair.
lot of fair ones. There's a fair bit of those in here. Starting with Kento Merrick. Galen Merrick's father.
You know what?
The Jedi who stood his ground against Vader on Kashyyyk.
Yeah, I mean, he did absolutely get fucking rocked, but
I think at least he's a heroic or necessary at the most.
I would say, ooh, necessary.
He's a necessary sacrifice. Because without him, Galen Merrick doesn't join Vader.
Yep.
He doesn't basically get taken in by Vader to become his apprentice.
Yep.
Then we have this little gremlin.
Man,
This fucker.
fuck that guy.
Like, fuck, I want to throw him in the jobber just out of spite, but there's so many actual. There's a lot of. He did actually go out pretty fucking cool, but then again, it's Galen Merrick who fucking kills him. If you go out by that man, he fucking absolutely gives you a death worth going out on.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Shaak Ti.
No, real quick.
Uh-huh.
Are we talking like actual Shaak Ti fight or the one we got?
Actual Shaak Ti fight.
Okay, so not the one where she slipped off the edge and died.
I mean, the ending is still the same no matter what. We just skipped the whole second phase by doing what we did in our fucking stream playthrough, which you can go check out on YouTube. Plug.
Dude, you skipped most of the first phase.
I literally did. She was not even like a quarter of the way through her health before I just shoved her ass into the fucking pit. You want to learn how to skip this? You want to learn how to go skip the Shaak Ti fight? Go watch our video. Go watch the video.
Oh my god. The best part is you shoved her into like...
Literally dropped her into the...
You dropped her into the back rooms,
Which is ultimately where I got dropped when we finished that fucking video.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Talk about some fucking bullshit.
Oh. Just floating in the void.
I don't know where I put Shaak Ti on here. I want to put her in Did You Even Try? Because she's not that great a fight.
No.
But she definitely doesn't go out like a jobber, because she even goes out on her own terms to dive into the fucking Sarlacc pit. She didn't even let fucking Starkiller get... She didn't let Galen Merrick get the final blow on her.
You didn't win.
You were not the winner here. I'm going out on my own terms.
Yeah, Did You Even Try sounds right. Which is a shame, because, like, Shaak Ti's cool.
Shaak Ti is really cool. So now we get to our next one. Now, we have not encountered this man in our playthrough yet. But when we finish where we're at and get to where we're going after that, when we escape the ship and when we get back to Nar Shaddaa and escape with Ram Koda, we will encounter this man. Because this is the Imperial Governor who commands the Imperial base on Kashyyyk. This is Colonel Ozek Stern, who has one of the coolest fucking ATST walkers ever.
Oh shit, it's that guy?
This dude.
Oh, fuck, dude.
He's the one with a really badass fucking ATST.
Yeah.
Or as I believe it's actually called the ATKT or something like that.
Something dumb, so you know it's not the regular run-of-the-mill ones.
It's a very unique walker.
God, it's cool.
It is really fucking cool.
Unfortunately,
he does really fucking get job.
Unfortunately, I think Jobber.
Dude literally gets crushed within his own walker.
Yeah.
And then fucking exploded because Starkiller leaves nothing left with that explosion. Speaking of, so canonically, we know that he is actually supposed to die.
Well, yeah.
But we also know that
he can't be running around in canon. That's too much.
What I'm talking about, even for the game's canon, he does not survive because the alternate ending is where we get the cool bonus episodes where he gets his badass new Sith armor.
Yes.
I want to put him on heroic or epic because this man goes out. He goes out facing the Emperor. He goes out fighting Emperor fucking Palpatine, one on one, and actually makes fucking Palpatine struggle for it.
Yeah, epic. Here's the thing: if you're playing a game and your main character doesn't go, your main character, the guy you are playing, goes out like a jobber, that game is trash.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know Force Unleashed isn't trash.
No,
Sure, it
it's-
handles real bad.
it's
and,
real
like,
bad
it's buggy.
control-wise.
It's buggy.
It's got
kind
its-
of a mess.
it's got
but
some
the
problems.
story is cool.
It's got some problems that show it its age, but it's a really cool story. So now we get to more your realm with characters you may actually remember. Now we get to the Jedi Knight games.
All right.
So up first, General Rom Mok, the Dark Trooper guy.
Jobber.
Jobber.
You got all this cool fucking armor and everything, and you die to a dude who doesn't even have a lightsaber. He just shoots you with a gun till you die.
You get got by Star Wars Chuck Norris. Die. Jobber.
Fucking, it sucked so bad. I mean, for the time, the fight was really cool.
But reflecting on it
But
now.
Reflecting on it, realizing like, dude, Cal Katarn gets so much more badass. You died to like, you're over here like, yes, I'm like phase 5 Dark Trooper, and you died to phase 1
Yeah.
Kyle Katarn. Get the fuck out of here.
So now we get to... So next one up is the one from Dark Forces 2, Inquisitor Jarek.
See, part of me also says Jobber, but not, like, that was a good fight.
It was a good fight.
It was a really good fight. I would say... Ooh.
Because we also have to acknowledge that with his death, that's kind of the pivot point to push Kyle into becoming a Jedi.
Yeah. Necessary
sacrifice.
Yeah. No, that...
So now we get... So...
That dude sucked, but like I get it.
So now we jump from Dark Forces to Jedi Outcast, because I believe, and you could correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe that Desan was the villain for Jedi Outcast.
You are correct.
Because I do not remember what his
Chopper.
original dude was. Chopper. That was quick.
Dude, that whole fight you can finish in like 3 seconds. It's force speed, and then you just fucking beat the shit out of him with your hot stick. Like he his fight's way cooler if you don't use your lightsaber. Like if you just try and shoot him down, I feel like that fight's more fun. It's almost impossible, but it's more fun. The first time you meet Desan, he's cool as shit. Like he fucking rocks. Because you don't have your lightsaber, so you're just sitting there just like you're shooting at him with everything you got, and he's like deflecting and pushing, like you're a little doll in his hands, and he's just fucking getting
Absolutely handing you your ass.
And then when you get to fight him at the end of the game, you're just like, whoop, 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 you're dead. See you later, stupid. It sucks
Literally.
so bad. It's so anticlimactic.
Yeah. Do we want to say the same thing about his apprentice, Tavian?
Oh, dude. Tavian dies to an apprentice Jedi. Like a fucking Padawan.
Yeah. Jaden is still Padawan when we fight Tavian.
Jobber.
Jobber. Technically, she doesn't even fully die to him. Because she gets fucking possessed by Marco Ragnos or whatever, and then fucking dies.
Which is, I think, is even crazier, because that means Marco Ragnos' ghost also dies to a fucking Padawan.
Well, no, because the ghost still lives on. He just fucks off. The ghost just kind of takes over
He
her.
loses the attempt.
Yeah, he loses his attempt to come back, but yeah, it's still not great.
Hey, you know who I don't see on that list?
What?
Rosh.
Okay, so like I said at the beginning, I'm not doing alt paths.
What do you mean alt path?
Shut up.
There's only one path, and that's the path Rosh dies. I hate that little bastard.
Well, why do you hate Rosh? I'm curious.
Because for the entire game, he essentially acts like your friend and then stabs you in the back.
I mean, to be fair, he's brainwashed into it, but it's also the sense of you're progressing, he's not. It's the rival, it's the friend rivalry thing that turns sour.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, we're gonna do this together. Yeah, we're really good at like honing each other's skills. This is great. And then he's like, but now you're better than me, and I don't like it, so I'm gonna get power any way I can.
I mean, that's kind of the thing for. Bitch. I mean, you literally are the guy who comes into the temple with a lightsaber before anybody else.
Yeah,
you literally are. You're
the chosen one.
You're the fucking hot shit dude in the game anyway. Natural jealousy is gonna develop. So there's. I think I'm able to at least empathize a little more on Rosh's point of view, but it's...
The way I see it is, if he was an asshole the entire time, and like actually just like spiteful and jealous of you, like on the surface, I probably would have saved him. I would have been like, dude, like I get it, but I mean, I also want to. But the fact that he's like, yeah, we're like cool best friends. Yeah, we're awesome. And then he's like, yeah, now I hate you. I'm like, bitch, get the fuck away from me.
I mean, again, we also have to acknowledge that he was brainwashed. Like, he does literally get brainwashed by Tavian.
I mean, dude, Tavian can brainwash almost any man, dude.
Shut up.
I would do...
commit so many war crimes.
I would do unspeakable things, dude.
It's Yassan Isard all over again.
Yeah.
It's just Isard all over again.
Wait. Oh, I've come to a horrible realization.
What?
Oh no. Oh no!
What?
I think I like just absolute horrible women.
That's fucking insane. That is unfortunate.
Like I saw him like, you know what? Would like raw, dude. Yeah, she'd kill me immediately, but it's fine. It's fine. And then Tavian, I'm looking at Tavian like, yeah, dude, raw, obviously.
And then she'd kill you instantly.
And she'd kill me immediately. Oh no!
This new revelation has hit him like a Mack truck, ladies and gentlemen.
I think I just like women who have the capability of killing me. Which is not great.
I mean, on one hand, based.
Dude, I said it once and I'll say it again. My dream girl is a woman who can carry me over the threshold on our wedding day. Like, bridal carry me into the house, please.
Insane. Alright, let's fucking get to the next one. So this is the point where I think we're gonna run into characters you won't recognize anymore.
Probably.
So, let's get to the first one. This is the second sister, Trilla, from the Jedi Fallen Order game.
Okay. I think I fought her, but I don't think I got much farther than that.
Yeah, she is the essentially final boss fight, because you could say you could say that Vader is the big bad boss at the end, but no, Vader's not an actual boss fight. He shows up and you have to run. There is no fight, you run.
Okay, well then I take it back. I have not fought her. Could have sworn
you do fight her earlier, which is where she reveals who she is. Because she reveals herself as your partner, Seer, as Seer's Padawan, who got kidnapped by the Inquisitors and tortured until she became an Inquisitor. They gave her the whole fucking 40k treatment. We're gonna break you into the ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
We're gonna bend
Alright, so-
we're gonna twist and shatter your mind until you become the strongest weapon possible for us, specifically
So-
for us.
So I don't know how she dies then.
Vader kills her.
Fucking jobber.
Vader, she literally is about to turn. She's about to turn back to the light side, and as she's about to turn, she just freezes because the whole tone of the room shifts, and then Anakin's Dark Deeds plays in the background, and you realize Vader is here, and it's all over.
Okay, yeah, jobber.
Jobber.
That sucks, because like the first time I fought her, I thought she was really cool.
No, she gets her fight really cool. The actual way she goes out, dude, she gets fucking jobbed. Like Vader literally jumps down, stabs her through the fucking chest, and then throws her away like she was never there.
I don't know of anybody that Vader has killed that wasn't done in like a jobber.
Kento Merrick.
Except, well, yeah. Well, I mean, if he
Obi-Wan.
no. Okay, so here's the thing. If Merrick, if Starkiller wasn't there
Mm-hmm.
and he just went to go and fight Merrick, Merrick would have died like a jobber.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason he didn't die like a jobber is because Starkiller was there.
Mm.
That's why it was a necessary sacrifice instead of a jobber. Kind of the same thing with Obi-Wan. Like, if Obi-Wan didn't die in order to, like, protect Luke, essentially, he would have died like a jobber.
I mean, we also have to account for the... We have to account for the fact that that Vader's been hunting Obi-Wan for the last 19 years, so...
Yeah. And, like, the Emperor, like... Did you even try is just jobber light, dude.
Mm-hmm. It's diet jobber.
Diet jobber.
So next up is the Ninth Sister. So her death is actually in Jedi Survivor, because it's believed that she dies on Kashyyyk in the first game, but she does actually escape and shows up again to face you when you lead one of Saw Gerrera's one of the groups of Saw Gerrera's partisans into Coruscant, essentially. You try to get some shit on a senator, and honestly, that whole segment was visually phenomenal.
Hell yeah. How'd they die?
So she goes out fighting Cal in the lower levels of Coruscant, and during the fight, she loses her arm in the towards the end of the fight. She does lose her arm because she is eventually overwhelmed by Cal, who in a brief moment has a brief tap towards the dark side, where he just doesn't get, where he offers her the chance to redeem herself, and in a last-ditch effort, she tries to kill him, and then gets fucking got. She loses her head to Cal after he learns to, in the first moment you get your split saber. The first moment of igniting your split saber is killing her.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
That's also to just remember the fact that, oh yeah, his saber was remade and he made it a split saber. Because it was originally a single saber. His original lightsaber was his master's. It was originally his master's lightsaber that got broken. And it was just a single blade. When he went to reforge it with parts of Seer's old lightsaber, he reforged it into a double-bladed saber that worked as a split saber. So we could pull them apart to double blade. To dual wield.
Yep. I would say
I honestly don't know if I could give her heroic, but I also want to... I think she put up another fight that it's did you even try? Because you didn't go out like a jobber.
yeah.
But
I
I think she's...
did you even try?
I think she goes, did you even try? Which next we get to another of the characters from Survivor. So this is the crime. This is a Gendai crime boss by the name of Ravis.
Okay.
So he appears on the planet you show up to after you leave Coruscant, and he's leading the little criminal band that exists out there.
Okay, so he's his own mini crime boss.
Now, he does, when you fight him, when you find out later, he's been working to revive the next character on this list. You find out that he's been working with him, and then the final fight with him, which is where you remember, oh, this dude's a Gendai. Because we know what happened with Gendai. How easy is it to kill a Gendai?
I'm trying to remember what the fuck it... Oh, these guys!
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
We remember how much it took to bring Dirge down.
Okay.
His fight is actually fucking badass, by the way. I think if he deserves any spot, it's at least heroic.
That's fair.
Because he does not go out like a jobber. Like, he goes down fucking swinging.
Dude, if a Gendai goes down like a jobber, they wrote it wrong.
They wrote it entirely wrong. And while he may have only been the second up, he was still a fucking badass fighter. And when you actually see him use his fucking, like, crazy tentacle fucking tendon appendages and whatever, it's fucking insane. That's when that is probably the hardest fight in the whole game. The Ravis fight is it's the hardest actual main story fight. For all the extra little fights, like the little animal creatures that you fight in the game, the beast hunts or whatever, the Son of Ogdo is the worst. They made that boss fight impossible. I don't care what anybody says. Fuck the devs who made that boss. I want you to politely and affectionately die in a fire.
I remember fighting the first Ogdo Bogdo.
Yeah.
In the first game.
Yeah.
And he wasn't that bad.
You were obviously playing on a difficulty that was not Jedi Grandmaster.
I think I was playing on normal.
Yeah, that's why it was fucking easy. That's why it was easy for you, because you weren't playing on the hardest fucking difficulty.
That's because I don't go into these games first play on the hardest difficulty.
I didn't go into it on my... I went on the second hard. I went in on the second highest when I first played. I'll be 100%. I did not play it my first playthrough on Grandmaster. I played it second hardest.
Yeah, dude.
Because I want to see the difficulty, because normal's no... In those kinds of games, normal's no longer a challenge for me.
That's fair.
So I want to see. I want to see how. I want to see how. Well, I want the story, but I want the challenge to it as well. I want to feel like I'm actually being pressured in some cases.
I ain't got the time.
I know you don't have the time, but
I ain't got the time. If there was like a story mode, I'd just play that instead. I mean,
that's what they have though. They have a genuine just like here's the story mode. Here's the story mode. You get to have the easiest difficulty you can play through the game and just dab it.
But I do have pride, and I refuse to play anything on the easiest difficulty.
Okay, so now
I play it on normal because I'm like, that's what the devs expect you to play, is the normal difficulty.
So now we get to who originally we believe would be the primary villain for this game, for Jedi Survivor.
Okay.
Dagan Gera. So this man was... So his whole... To give the brief synopsis before actually getting into how he actually dies, the whole deal with him was he was a Jedi from the High Republic era, which Survivor was our first actual touch, was our first like actual touch point with beyond the books High Republic era. And he won, and he had been corrupt. He had actually fought the Nihil fleet that attacked the planet and the secret temple on this expanse. Basically, there was a place beyond this like rift hole or whatever. It's like Nebula Gate or whatever. What whatever the fuck it was, where there was this paradise beyond it that when they managed to get through it, the big bads of the High Republic era, then the Hill showed up, fucked everything up, and they had to pull back. Instead of sending all the Jedi to the temple to find sanctuary, they came after them and they slaughtered damn near the whole temple. With the exception of Dagan Gera and a droid aide who becomes crucial to the story as we play it. Dagan Gera was kept in stasis in a chamber deep below one of the planet's mountains. Or it was in a tower that was hidden away in a mountain range. So there's a mountain range that you go to, and you find a outpost that was based in the High Republic era. There's an old, like, navigation post, and his stasis chamber is in there. You pull him out,
Okay.
he's revived, he's basically revived. He's missing an arm because he was badly damaged in the fight with the Nihil. And then he comes out, and Cal's like, you're the Jedi from the recordings, because he's been seeing these visions and recordings, because Cal's big thing is he has psychometry, which we know about through Quinlan Voss's episode.
Yep.
And
What a
he
cool
learns
force
about...
power.
And he learns about Dagan Gera and who he is. He does not, however, know that Dagan has become fucked in the head a little bit. Because the Nihil fucked up everything, and he has to take control. Because he has been fucking... Because the Jedi Council abandoned him, and now there is nobody to stop him from taking control. He is going to take the galaxy back. He's going to take the galaxy back for the Jedi, air quotes.
Uh-oh.
And you actually get to see the process of bleeding a lightsaber. So you know how in canon they made the whole thing about, like, red lightsabers are no longer just, or not always just synthetic crystals, but are in fact normal kyber crystals that are infused with dark side energy and negative emotions.
Yeah.
We get to see the process of that, and that is one of the coolest that's one of the cooler, like, visual segments of the game, because you actually get to see his normal, like, blue lightsaber turn from that shimmering purple for a brief moment before bleeding red.
That's pretty dope.
It was really cool. But he's a big antagonist because now Cal realizes he's unleashed a monster on the galaxy that needs to be stopped. This man is a problem, and he has to fucking deal with it. So he has to gather up his crew and go and deal with that. What's he do in the meanwhile? Well, Dagan is enlisted the help of Ravis and his group to effectively become basically the muscle for his force. They're the guns for his army, essentially.
Gotcha.
And he's got a cool bunch of, like, special units in here, where he's got some actual, like, dudes with lightsabers from, like, some of the lightsabers of Jedi from the temple. Because he's managed to salvage a bunch of them, and he's armed some of his elites with them, so you get a couple fights with them. And Dagan actually has a bunch of really cool fights. Like, he also, believe it or not, reignites the floating lightsaber technique that Traya uses.
Like, okay, I was supposed to say, like, the Traya version of it?
Yes. And he does it with a double-bladed saber, too.
That's actually kind of fucking dope.
He wields 3 lightsabers. One single-bladed, and one that is a double-bladed saber that splits.
That's pretty dope.
It's such a cool fight.
That's pretty dope.
Now, you fight him, and after you kill Ravis, you return to the planet to basically stop him. Like, time for the final fight. Let's put this motherfucker in the dirt.
Yep.
And you go there, you fight him up, and throughout the fight, he is invoking... He's now fully reawakened all his abilities. Like, he's figured out all the tricks he needs. Because one big thing he has learned how to do is use force illusions to twist your mind. So he's throwing, so the first one he hits you with after he throws your buddy, or he throws the guy you joined the fight with initially, he throws him away, knocks him off the edge, and he starts twisting the arena to where now you're on the ceiling, but you're not actually on the ceiling. Because I'm fucking with your mind. Here's like 5 of me. Fight him.
That's pretty cool.
It's a really cool fight. What he amounts to at the end is... The fight is actually really dope, and for the challenge he provides, he was really cool. I think the actual boss of the game is worse than him. The actual final fight of the game is worse than his final fight.
Ugh.
Which is awful.
Yeah.
His final fight was actually really cool, and I thought he should have just stayed the villain unless, like, hey, we're gonna have the actual reintroduction of the Empire. Like, this is why none of this actually gets to happen, because the Empire shows up and fucks up your entire plan. The Empire has now shown up and stopped you. You no longer have a sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
Time to run again. Let's set up the next game. But no, it was kind of unfortunate the way the game actually goes, which we'll get to. But the way he goes out is in the fight with Cal, because Cal ultimately does overcome the illusion and finally gets the last blow on him.
So
it's an actual cool fight. I think he actually deserves Epic for the overall fight.
That, you know what? That's fair. I agree. Because from what you've told me, he sounds dope as shit.
Like, another really fucking badass part of it is he actually creates a whole new technique, essentially. He creates a whole new force technique that allows him to recreate his arm as a force construct.
That's dope.
I thought that was the dopest shit. Like, this man, dope. Cybernetics? Nah, waste of materials. I'ma just use the force to make an arm.
Yep. I have a ghost arm. What are you gonna
do
about it?
It was so cool. He's such a fucking cool boss.
I could have a cybernetic arm, but that could also get lopped off again. Good luck lopping off my ghost arm.
All you're gonna do is shiver through the fucking energy. Cool. Now you just fucking get got because you're in grabbing range, stupid.
I'm gonna grab you with my ghost arm through your lightsaber. You can't stop this.
I'm gonna whack you with the fucking floating lightsaber that's behind you now. Because that was the other cool thing. He uses the floating lightsaber technique, which was another cool part of his boss fights. It's also funny because despite like triple wielding lightsabers, he uses Dooku's fighting style. He primarily fights in Form 2. He primarily fights in Form 2.
Oh shit, that's dope.
It was really... Honestly, that's one of the reasons I'm so bitter about Survivor over Fallen Order, is because he should have just been the main villain for that whole story.
Yeah.
I don't like the last quarter of that game. The last quarter of that game is not great. There are some cool segments, but overall the whole ending is not great. So now we get to the next one. So the next one up is Eno Cordova. This is Seer Junda's master. Now, he also is he actually was alive, because if you played Fallen Order, you were seeing his recordings and whatever in that game. He was the Jedi Master who you were seeing the recordings of from BD1.
Okay.
Apparently he actually survived Order 66, so that was interesting to find out. I thought it was actually good. When we actually saw him, I'm like, is this dude one of those, like, is this gonna be one of those crazy moments of, like, he's actually been an Imperial spy this whole time or some shit? No, he actually just was Eno Cordova. Like, he was alive. He wasn't some faker. He wasn't a Imperial plant. He wasn't a member of the Inquisition in disguise or anything like that. He just was who he was on the tin. Like, he was the man himself. Now, the way he goes out is why I have such a problem with Survivor.
Oh.
Because this is where we shift to who our actual villain is. Because he gets shot by the actual villain. Because the actual villain gets a hold of the holocron to the sacred place that they're looking to get to. The whole secret temple in the mist and whatever. Beyond the whole nebula or warpole or whatever the fuck it was.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to get it back from the guy who's stolen it, who is the actual villain. And he tries to reason with, like, no, we don't have to do it like this. We can just go, we can go there, we can resolve this, and we'll get this all sorted. But then he gets fucking shot and just dies.
He gets shot?
Yeah, Jobber.
Oh, Jobber, dude.
And he comes off as, like, he comes off as the really cool, like, wise, sensible Jedi Master type vibe.
Yeah.
Like, he's not an actual prick. He's actually really chill. He's very fucking open-minded about a lot of stuff. Like, he was actually really cool, and to just see him get got like that was like, wow. Fucking wow.
If you are a Jedi and you get shot, Jobber. Like, the whole point of, like, majority of your training is to deflect bolts. Sometimes even with the Force.
Sometimes even with the Force.
Like, fuck.
Now,
if it's a slug thrower, that's different.
You know, he just got by a blaster.
No, if you get got by a blaster, fucking Jobber. Looking at you, everyone who died from Order 66.
So, our next one up is Cere Junda herself. Now, the way she goes out is she manages to come across Vader, and who has arrived on Jedha, where they set up their base of operations. They were part of the hidden. Her and Eno Cordova helped work with the Hidden Path, the whole, like, Jedi support, the whole, like, the whole Jedi group from Kenobi, like the Jedi activist group from Kenobi, people who were, like, moving Jedi through basically the space underground railway.
Yeah,
they're like, it's fucking insane. She joins that group. She becomes part of her and Eno Cordova have been working with the Hidden Path for the last 3 years. And they've been doing work trying to gather old Jedi knowledge, find people still willing to protect the Jedi ways, and find any remnants of the Jedi left. Like, they want to try to rekindle the Order, but first they have to gather all their old information. And Cere, and after Cordova is killed, and Cal goes off to chase the actual villain and kind of just disappears because he gets fucking knocked unconscious during the fight with him. Cere is leading the entire defensive effort against the Empire's massive invasion. Like, they've brought whole lines of AT-AT walkers against them.
So, the scene from, was it,
Empire Strikes Back. Huh?
Empire Strikes Back is probably the better one.
It's closer to Empire Strikes Back, where they are... The difference is the battlefield is already active and on fire before you see the AT-ATs.
Okay.
There's already, like, broken TIE fighters and walkers that have been thrown out of the sky and blown up and shit.
That's pretty dope.
Like, the battlefield has already been going on throughout, because you basically jump to what's been going on in the meanwhile, following Cal running off to go and stop the actual villain. Because the Empire shows up and they hit the fucking hideout, but Cal fights the villains. Cal is off fighting the actual villain, while Cere is leading the defense effort with Merrin and Grease. And Seer is doing pretty fucking well, all things considered.
Yeah.
Like, she takes Cordova's lightsaber and starts cutting through whole fucking lines of stormtroopers, knocking over a couple ATSTs in the process. Even helping give the Hidden Path guys a chance to knock over some AT-ATs before they have to retreat. Because by that point, bombers start showing up and it's all over. Bombers have started showing up and they're getting ready to rock the temple. But they've also found out that people got inside, and when Seer finds out who got inside, that's basically the death knell. Because guess who comes in to fucking face her? Our asthmatic, black-armored Sith Lord, Darth Vader. And we know that in canon, unless you're Kenobi, if you face Darth Vader at any... You're not any actual main character from any of the bigger material, your ass is about to die.
Yep.
You face Vader and you're not one of the bigger name characters, your ass is about to die.
Yeah.
Especially when you have to fight Vader in a boss fight. And it was an actual boss fight with Vader this time.
Was that I'm trying to remember which show that was. I don't think it was Andor.
Kenobi?
Was it Kenobi? Where the ship's trying to fly away and Vader just locks it in place?
No, he holds the fucking transport in place and like fucking Starkiller rips the thing apart.
Yeah.
Dude,
no.
that
if,
was
if you're just a person and you see that, I'm like, fuck, I give up.
Nope, I'm done. I surrender. It's all over.
Dude, he just pointed at the ship and it blew up. I'm out.
It didn't even blow up is the worst part. He brought it down and then pulled the fucking... He pulled the cargo bay open. Literally ripped the ship open with the Force. Galen Merrick style. Ripped that bitch open with the Force. And that was the best fucking shot in that whole fucking... That whole series. So one of the best fucking shots of Vader doing anything.
And if you're like 99% of the galaxy, you have never seen... You believe like the Force was like a religion and not something that could do something like that. So you just look at this man and go, what the fuck? He's magic. I'm done.
This man's a monster. I'm done. Well, guess I'll die.
If he can pull a ship down and then rip it open with just by waving his hands around, what do you think he could do to me? I'm out.
But then we get, she goes down in her fight with Vader, trying to hold him off from going after anybody else in the temple. She goes down holding the line against Vader. But she puts up a damn good fight. Like, she marks Vader up a little bit. Like, his cape is singed, part of his armor's broken, and he's wheezing a little.
Oh, dude, that's pretty good.
She goes down fucking pretty... She goes down, put up a good fight.
If you can make the asthmatic breathe real hard, like, you're doing a good job.
Yeah. That's fucked up, but
I'm not wrong though.
You're not wrong. I think she may actually go into epic. Because she is actually pretty fucking good. She's pretty fucking badass.
Dude, if you can hold Vader off even for a little bit, like, dog.
Dude, she survives a good few minutes against him and does some considerable damage to him.
Holy shit, dude.
That's all the while dodging fucking whole chunks of debris and having this man literally forced rush right at you. Like, so Vader's invoking every ounce of his power to fight this bitch. He's actually having to try here. She still goes down, but it's a good damn fight. Less I could say about this next entrant. Our actual main villain, Bode Akuna.
I'm sorry, say his name again?
Bode Akuna.
Bode Akuna, okay. I thought his name was Boda Akuna. It's like Hakuna Matata.
No, Bode Akuna is his name. So, he was. So this man is pretty much with you in the game from the beginning. If you hated Rosh, if the reasons you hated Rosh are as bad, you will despise this man.
Then I'm happy he's dead.
And he goes out like a fucking jobber too.
All right. Hit me with it. How does it go?
So ultimately, he's the reason that the Empire shows up and he betrays Cal and everybody else. He's the reason he shoots Cordova, taking the fucking map to the sacred temple or whatever, trying to do all this to save his daughter and himself because they are both Force sensitive.
Okay.
And Bode managed to escape Order 66 by becoming a plant for the ISB.
Oh, what a fuck.
And he had sent the message to Vader and the Empire to come to Jedha to hunt down the Hidden Path base.
Yep.
Also, he could make his getaway so he and his daughter could get away to the temple where they would be able to live a life alone away from being hunted by the Empire. Where they could disappear from the galaxy. All because of the fact that the Empire killed his wife.
Okay. Oh, wait. All right. So, hold on. He escapes Order 66 by becoming an ISB plant.
Yes.
And then the Empire kills his wife.
Yes, because he wasn't obeying them properly enough.
Okay. And so he's like, we're going to leave?
Yeah, because he makes a deal with one of the ISB leaders, and the guy who's been working with him, giving him his orders and everything, gives him the final order, like, hey, you're finally done. You got your prize. Now get the fuck out of here and don't ever let me catch you or your daughter around here ever again.
Okay. So he spent a good amount of time.
He spent the better
ISB.
part of 10 years.
All right. So then I would assume he would know that you're never rid of the ISB.
The problem is he's the only one who has the map to the place he's going to.
And
He's the
ISB
only
didn't put a tracker or anything on him?
Nope.
Fucking
No,
dumb.
because, again, this is one of those ignorant officer type deals. And he's definitely an ignorant officer because we find this out when Cal really taps into the dark side to torture the man to give up Bo's position.
That's fair.
Because Cal hunts him down. Cal has the tracker on him. Because he knows the map and how to get there. So he's hunted.
He does all of this to protect his daughter.
All this to protect his daughter because his daughter is Force sensitive. And if the Empire found out about this properly, guess what her fate becomes? The same Inquisitor. Or dead.
Or dead.
Or both.
Yeah, sometimes both.
Sometimes both. So his reasoning is kind of shitty, but he literally doesn't even, like, he's doing all this in the first place because he's just in fear of the Empire in the first place. He wants to get out away from the Empire and go to live a quiet life. He wants to go and live away from all the fucking mess of the Empire.
The problem is, you are going to end up training your daughter because you're a Jedi and she's Force sensitive. You will end up training her. She will leave and get herself into trouble because that's what Force sensitives do.
Force always has a means of dragging them back to the galaxy proper.
Force users are like stand users, dude. They're drawn together.
It's awful. That's an awful fucking comparison, but it's true as shit.
You can't be Force sensitive and then not ever walk into someone else who's Force sensitive.
But
Like, it just doesn't happen.
so ultimately, the way Bode actually goes out is Cal confronts him in the temple Like, Cal tracks him down to the temple and it confronts him there. What does Cal do at this point? Tries to reason with him initially with his new Night Sister lover, Marin. Because they actually do get together during the events of the second game.
Dude, good for Cal.
Honestly, yeah.
Good for Cal, dude.
Honestly, would.
Raw, dude.
Raw.
Holy shit. I'd be like, yo, let's restart the Night Sisters.
But yeah, they fight Bode initially, and during the fight, his daughter is watching on the entire time. While
because that's not going to scar her for life.
Yeah.
Good job, bud. Good dad material.
Dad material. And the entire fight, the fight kicks up a bit more, and she's almost crushed by rubble, where Marin has to dip out and basically takes her away from the fight. Cal kicks him off to a lower level. They fight down below, and Cal almost gets choked out. He almost gets choked out and beat to death. But then he taps into the dark side again. Because he's in a fight-or-flight stance, and he needs to get this motherfucker off him.
The ex-Night Sister goes, hey, that little girl's in trouble because my boyfriend and her dad are fighting. I'm gonna go save her.
I mean, she was the one who could literally teleport over to her to save her.
Oh, that's fair. I forgot weird Night Sister.
Marin can literally teleport.
That's insane! That is like the strongest thing you can do.
Yeah, she literally has a force power that part of her Night Sister magic abilities is she can teleport, and the way her teleport actually works, and you see it in Survivor, the way her teleportation actually works is she's literally shot putting herself through the air by moving through by moving across space.
So she's Nightcrawler.
Essentially.
She's Nightcrawler with a sword that can cut almost anything.
2 swords. She dual wields. She got daggers.
Dog, you could have just ended that fight fucking immediately.
She's actually really fucking cool. Marin's one of the best fucking support characters that I've ever fucking met in any of these new games.
Oh, that's so cool!
She is really badass.
Raw, dude.
Even raw.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh,
it's so fucking cool.
Yeah, she goes off to save the daughter and manages to send Cal off to go and fight, to continue the fight with Bode. Cal almost gets fucking got because Bode gets the handle up on him for a brief moment before Cal taps into the dark side, almost being fucking choked out and beaten to death.
I mean, if there's any time to tap into the dark side, it's right before you die.
And he does so, and he absolutely fucking rocks Bode for a moment, throws him off, and literally starts ragdolling him against the bridge where they were fucking fighting on earlier. And throws him back down onto the ground where they continue the fight. Ultimately, the daughter is brought back after they do kind of bring him to heel. And they try to give him one last chance. And then Cal just double taps him when he tries to fucking do some stuff. When he tries to do a fucking dumb shit move. Because he tries to pull out his blaster. Cal's a little quicker on the trigger. Bam. Bam.
No, wait. Hold the fuck up. They tried to shoot each other?
Yes. Well, Bode initially was on the ground. He tries to whip out the blaster and Cal stops him. Because Cal already has a... Yeah, Cal kills him with his own blaster.
Oh my god, Jobber!
Yeah, it's bad. Like, this man versus this man. Totally different fucking energy. Totally different fucking energy and a totally different vibe in their boss fight.
Holy shit.
You understand a little more now why I don't like the final fight in Survivor. Why I don't like that ending.
Well, you want to know why they put that ending in there?
Why?
They wanted to subvert your expectations.
I hate it. I hate it so much. It's awful because Dagon was actually a really good fucking villain.
Yeah, dude, everything you told me about him, he sounds dope as shit.
He
That's
is
awesome.
He is dopish. Dude, he even gets a whole... One of the cooler parts about him, not only does he have the whole, like, crime syndicate thing where he's applied some of the elites to give them lightsabers that he's taken from, like, fallen High Republic Jedi. He also has managed to find a droid core ship that crashed on the planet and has been using old battle droids.
That's so cool.
He has a whole micro army of... He has a whole army of battle droids on top of the whole army of fucking criminal thugs.
Oh my
Criminal
god.
thugs and mercenaries.
I just realized what the Bodakuna fight is.
What?
It's the final boss of Fable 2.
Oh my god.
Where you go through all of this shit, and you're like, yeah, it's a final fight, and you just shoot him once with your gun and he dies. Oh!
You've made me angry now.
It's so bad!
You've made me angry now.
Oh!
I was already angry, but now you've made me angrier.
Tap into the dark side. Do it now.
Press X to tap into the dark side.
Oh, fuck, dude. This sucks.
Awful.
He has to stay at the bottom of
This
Jabba
man,
tier.
this man doesn't deserve to go any higher on this list.
Dog.
You are the worst.
You know what? Hold on. New tier.
Are we making a fucking dedicated tier for Bode?
New tier called called Fable 2 boss fight. New tier.
God, I'm for it.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
The show? No, hang on.
You're good.
No, I remember. I have to remember how to freaking add a new row. Forget how to do it on here.
Did you hit submit?
I should have. Unless I have to do all the other ones, but whatever.
It's fine. We know where he's supposed to be.
Add a row below. Here we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, holy shit, dude. Just the absolute worst character we've ever had on this list so far. Holy shit.
There we go.
Oh my
Yep.
god, dude.
This you deserve to be here. You deserve to be here.
Oh my god. I can't think of another boss fight in any game that has been less anticlimactic than the Fable 2 boss. But this guy's fucking close.
He's really close.
No, hold on. Is the fight good? Like the actual, like when you're controller
Not
in hand
really.
and you're doing it?
Not
No?
really. It's not anywhere near as interesting as the fight with Dagon.
Okay, no, he deserves to be in that Fable 2
He
boss
is
fight
nowhere
zone.
near as interesting a fight as Dagon was.
Oh my god, dude.
Like, you see what most of his fight pattern is. The only difference is now he's fighting with a lightsaber. You've seen most of his fight pattern throughout the game because he's one of the tag-along characters. Which is another reason why I say, if you hate Rosh, you'll fucking despise this man.
Dude, at least the Rosh fight was fun.
This dude? No. He is the entire reason I hate the ending for Survivor. He's the entire reason I hate the ending for Survivor.
Jesus Christ, dude. You know what? I understand.
Because Survivor as a whole, great game. Loved that whole game until the ending. I found out what the ending was before I actually got to the actual fight with him, is the worst part. I found out what the ending was, and I'm like, no, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This fight's fucking stupid. No, I'm done. Never, to this day, will never go back to, unless I do it for an actual fucking stream, I will never go back to finish Survivor.
God, that's so depressing, dude.
I will never go back to finish that game unless it's for an actual playthrough on stream.
No, what you do is you play the game right up until you fight Dagon, and then you're like, cool, game's over.
I have beaten Dagon, the game is over.
I beat
Nothing
Dagon,
else happened. Nothing else happens.
The galaxy is saved. Yo, Bode, we're still cool. We're still best friends right now. Nothing bad has happened yet. Game's over.
Everyone is happy.
Oh my god.
Hate it so much, dude. The worst part is, you find out later that he's the reason a lot of the fuck shit that happens is because of him. He's been fucking you over for 60% of the whole game. If it wasn't Dagon and Ravis fucking you over, it was Bode. All Bode fault.
You know what? I'm content with the tier we have put him in.
He deserves his own fucking tier. You've earned yourself a spot that makes you the worst. You earned a spot all your own. God. You are that awful. All right.
Because even Rosh would get put in jobbers. Like
he would go in jobbers.
Fight is at least cool.
I feel like Rosh at least would go into Did You Even Try? I don't think Rosh would go into Jobber. He would go into at least Did You Even Try?
It depends on how fucking fast you beat his ass.
That's also true. You do it the way I did, it'd be fucking over real fast.
Oh my god, dude.
I'm pretty sure I killed him in the span of like 2 minutes.
Dude, rookie numbers.
I'm pretty sure it may have been quicker, but I remember like 2 minutes tops was how long it took me to finish him off.
I think the last time I fought him, it took me under a minute.
I don't think I got any higher than I think I got any lower than a minute.
Yeah, Rush dies.
But that was also my first or second time playing Jedi Academy.
Oh, no. I got that shit almost... I say that, but it's been forever since I've played it now, so I would be very rusty.
Okay.
But when that game was out, I was beating that game like once a month. Because it's just so fucking fun.
Okay, so this one is one of the only ones on this list who's the only one a single character from a single game. Okay. One of the only other ones on this list who is a single character from a single game. This is Komari Vosa, who is the main antagonist from the Star Wars Bounty Hunter video game. So this was Dooku's former Padawan who turned Dark Jedi and and decided to become the queen of a new crime syndicate. For the life of me, I cannot remember the name, but Jango Fett is the one who goes off to kill her. Because this was the point that decides if Jango was going to be useful as the clone trooper template. The fight with Komari was the basically decider for Dooku and Palpatine to find their template for Sifo Dyas's clone army.
Oh, dude, it's happening again.
What?
I looked her up.
Wood.
I wanted to see what she looked like. Wood, dude. It's
Raw.
bad. It's so bad, dude.
It's real bad.
Holy shit. So I was like, okay, because
It makes you feel any better. I
played
think
the Bounty Hunter game, but I couldn't remember who this was. I was like, okay, like, who is this? So I'm looking and I'm like, oh, dude, no, fucking Raw, dude. It's crazy.
she killed you immediately.
Immediately. Death by Snoo Snoo, dude.
Yeah, by sneezing.
That's how I want to go.
Oh no. So
Crushed pelvis and lightsaber burns, dude.
So Kamari Vosa. Now, as I recall, her fight was actually really fucking intense. Because yes, she gets basically shot up by Django. But again, it's Django fucking Fett, dude.
Yeah. The guy who was
It's Django Fett in his prime.
Jedi for fun, Django Fett.
It's Django Fett in his prime, too.
Yeah.
Like, this is prime level bounty hunter Django Fett.
This is true Mandalorian Django Fett.
No, this is not true Mandalorian. This is true bounty. This is like the galaxy's top bounty hunter Django Fett. Because when he goes off to become a bounty hunter, and you actually learn this, I've apparently learned from a set of comics that are actually in the game that you can read. There's actual whole comic strips you get as collectibles in the game that explore Django's backstory and how he goes from being a Mandalorian mercenary with the the Protectors or whatever it is. It's the group. It's whatever this group of like Mandalorians were, the Neo Crusaders or something like that. He joins that whole group and is one of their elite troopers. Like, he's set to take over one of the big fucking like Mandalorian groups or whatever. And there's a whole storyline there that entails like how he got from there to where he is now. Because one of the characters that's involved with his story works against him, and you have to kill him in the story and whatever. He's not on the list because, unfortunately, I could not find a good image of him. To put it bluntly, though, the fight is pretty much jobber. There were not as many, like, there were a lot of characters in this game, so it was hard to find any that were of note, but I remembered Kamari Vosa specifically because she's the big antagonist from this game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she kind of deserves a slot in this game. She kind of deserves a seat in the table here. I think hers is one of those necessary sacrifices because she does take over at least from that point, one of the biggest and most dangerous crime syndicates in the galaxy. The Bando Goro is apparently the name of her crime syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
And I just fucking remembered the name of, by the way. The Bando Goro was the name of her crime syndicate that she literally killed the leadership of to take the top spot.
Yeah, because that's how crime syndicates work.
All in an effort to spite Dooku, by the way, who had basically discarded her as an apprentice.
That's crazy that Dooku keeps doing that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. Totally only the first time he does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
God damn it, Dooku.
Dude, I scrolled down on this because I was just like, okay, yeah, cool. She has like 2 lightsabers. Is that a curved hilt? I scrolled down. I was like, okay. So Dooku just gave Ventress, Kamari's lightsabers.
Yeah. So you want to know what's fucked up?
That makes sense.
You know what's fucked up is the sabers that Ventress is first given when Dooku takes her under as his apprentice. He gives her Kamari's fucking lightsabers. He gives her the lightsabers.
These are from my other Padawan who failed me and I discarded. Wait, what? That won't happen to me, for sure. That would never happen to me. Fucking Ventress.
I think at the very most she goes into necessary sacrifice because while her fight is good, It's not a great fight, but that also has to do with the fact that it's Bounty Hunter. It's Bounty Hunter is like Bounty Hunter has that same level of like shooting graphic ability like freaking Dark Forces and the Jedi Knight games. It's the same level of just you shot him up a bunch.
Yep.
But at the same time here, it's just like you actually have to be careful because this bitch can fire you. She can block your fucking shots back at you and you can just die. The fight is still fun, but it's one of those like, does it even really amount to anything?
That's fair.
It does amount to something because again, it's the proving point for Django to be like, now, is he going to be the template we make our army from?
Here's the thing, right?
Is he going to be enough to kill a Jedi? Is he going to be enough to kill the Jedi? If
it wasn't Jango Fett and it was just some other dude with a gun who killed her, Jobber. But because it was Jango Fett who did it, necessary sacrifice.
So now we're going a little more. Now we're going back to some classicals.
Okay.
So there were only 2 characters from this game that I think were worth noting for like placements on this board.
Mm-hmm.
Ichu Shenjan and Severance Tan from the Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds video game.
Okay.
Specifically from the Clone Wars, specifically from the Attack of the Clones expansion that came out for it. Now, Ichu Shenjan actually meets his end later than that, but Severance Tan does not meet her end outside. Meets her end in that expansion. So, Ichu Shenjan was the Jedi Master you lead the story of through the Republic story, and is the opposition of in the Confederacy storyline. Severance Tan is of course the main character and the main character for the Confederacy and the antagonist for the Republic.
Yeah.
The two do ultimately clash, but Ichu Shenjan ultimately beats Severance Tan in a final duel, which sees the end of a super weapon project that the Separatists were trying to build, called the Decimators, which were basically this line of these super heavy tanks that were meant to be like whole army destroyers. Shenjan, with the help of his apprentice, are able to his second apprentice, because his initial Padawan is actually killed by Severance Tan during the Battle of Geonosis. And his next Padawan is actually his former Padawan's sister, I believe. I think his initial Padawan's sister is the one he takes on as his new Padawan.
Yes, that sounds right.
It sounds about right. I know his new Padawan was a female, but I want to say that it was the sister of his original Padawan who dies to Severance Tan, which is fucked because you are just left to watch the Padawan die. Like, there's nothing you can do to stop that. That is a whole scripted sequence in the mission. It's just like, wow, I can't do anything about this because his ass ran off on his own ahead of the rest of us. We had like 6 Jedi Masters and an entire pack of clones with us.
Yep, get got.
Fucking goddamn it. Now, while Severance Tan is killed in the destruction of the factory with the Decimators or whatever the Decimator project ends with Severance Tan's death, and Severance Tan herself, well, she was really cool and was actually the one who would be replaced by Grievous, essentially.
Yeah.
Because she was the original commander for the Separatist army until she met her end at the hands of Ichu Shenjan with the Decimator Project's final destruction, essentially. Like, she dies there. And because it's a Galactic Battlegrounds, I can't say a whole lot about her death because it's literally they're whacking each other with lightsabers. Like,
yeah,
you can't base the visual of the fight there, but it's the implication of the fight itself and the characters who are there are worth noting about.
Yes. Yeah, the problem with RTS games is that the battles, especially if they're like one-on-one, there's nothing to look at.
Unless it's Empire at War. Specifically Modern Empire at War.
Yes.
Modern Empire War has actually gotten some really cool visuals for like character fights and animations and stuff, so that's kind of cool.
God, I should replay Galactic Battlegrounds.
We probably will do it at some point for the playthroughs on streams. I want to do it. I want to play through it. That was my fucking... That's my first ever fucking video game and my first ever fucking Star Wars game. Like,
such a good game.
It's such a good game. I know it's literally just Age of Empires 2 with a Star Wars skin, but it's such a good game.
Fuck.
Now, while I could very easily throw Severance Tad into Did You Even Try? Because, unfortunately, she did just kind of get got by Ichu Shinjan.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that she was a Force-sensitive Chiss and the commander of the Separatist army.
Which is crazy.
Ichu Shinjan, much like Seer Junda there at the top bar, does also go down fighting Vader.
Yep.
Now, do I think he's on the same level as Seer's effort? Not really, because he was one of those necessary sacrifices.
Yep.
Because the way he goes out is actually in the Rebel Alliance storyline in Battlegrounds. Because you meet a much older Ichu Shenjan during the events of that storyline, where Leia finds him on the planet Krant, and during the escape from Yavin, I believe, Ichu Shenjan basically holds off Vader and the Empire single-handed from boarding the Rebel shuttles and transports and stopping them from bringing the shuttles down.
Yep.
So I think necessary sacrifice or at least heroic.
I'd say heroic.
So now we go into our next game.
Okay.
This is the episode 3 video game. Which, by the way, for those who have not played, it is a janky little piece of shit, but it's so fucking fun. It's so fucking fun, and there's so much cool shit in that video game. Like, if you have an Xbox or a PlayStation, or a way to even emulate it or something, go fucking play it. You can get it like $10 on Xbox. It's really fucking worth it. Now, there are 3 characters worth noting in this run-up. Okay. The first off is the Jedi's Master Librarian, Jocasta Nu, who unfortunately goes out like a fucking chopper.
I mean, she's a librarian.
Well, she is actually... So, I will say this. The way she goes out in canon is way more badass than how she goes out in Legends. Because in Legends, she's not actually given a visual outside of the Episode 3 video game. She meets her end in the video game, where Anakin makes his... During Anakin's march on the temple, he arrives in the Jedi Archives with the 501st. And he scans over the archives. There's Jedi literally hopping out from the fucking wood... From the fucking rafters. and coming out to see what's going on because there's a clone army that has marched its way into the temple. Jocasta Nu is just like, I'm sorry, but the library is closed. And Anakin immediately just starts dissing off at her. She draws her lightsaber, doesn't even get a chance to swing before Anakin ragdolls this poor old woman all across the library and crushes her with a statue.
Oh my god. Jobber.
Absolute fucking jobber.
That sucks.
She got absolutely bodied in that fucking opening cutscene for that mission. Which is
I'm looking at shit for like the comic, and that looks way cooler.
Yeah, dude, she literally in canon in the comic where she meets her final fate, she faces Vader in the archive where she has been holed up this whole time. She is hidden away in the holocron vault. She's hidden herself away in the vault this whole time and has been managing to survive off barely the minimal supplies. But she's been waiting for Vader to make his appearance. And she does this by greeting him with this big-ass fucking blaster rifle that literally shoots lightsabers. I'm not even joking. The energy and ammunition is straight up a whole lightsaber, of which she now has an amassed pile of because of the bodies she's been scavenging.
That's insane.
And apparently this was an old Republic weapon. This was an old Jedi prototype weapon that they made. And she just whacks Vader with it.
It's pretty dope.
It's so fucking cool. Like, she gives Vader an actual Vader. Not just Anakin marching in on the temple. Actual Darth Vader. Which I think arguably way more intimidating to face. She's holding her ground, unfazed by Vader's mere existence, and ready to put this man in the dirt at the cost of her own life. Using this old fucking blaster cannon rifle that shoots fucking lightsabers as ammunition. Like,
It's insane.
Disney's come up with some crazy shit, but goddamn. Now, this one is actually a whole master and apprentice fate meeting where they both kind of go down during the same mission, but they go down in different parts of the mission. So, the first one is Saraketo, who is the Padawan of Sindralik. Much like Jocasta Nu, she jumps out to face Anakin in his march across the temple. Now, what she does here is she does actually manage to fight Vader. Like, she faces Anakin during his march through the temple. And actually puts up a decent fight for a little bit. Until the point her master shows up, where she just gets bodied.
That sucks. Cool. My master's here.
Well, she doesn't even get to acknowledge that he shows up. He literally shows up as she gets cut down.
Oh.
He shows up to watch her die.
That's so lame.
I mean, this is also a Padawan fighting Anakin at his peak.
True.
Who by this point has already cut his way through hundreds of Jedi. I think she at least deserves the "Did you even try?" Because again, it's a Padawan fighting Anakin. She was destined to die, and her whole fight, for timeline wise, lasts about 15 minutes before she's ultimately bodied. I think at least "Did you even try?" Now, Sindralik is a different story. So Sindralik's whole deal is he is the leader of the Temple Guard. He is the Jedi Master who commands the Temple Guard.
That's pretty dope.
And he jumps out to confront Anakin during his rampage through the temple during Operation Nightfall. And again, he arrives during the fight with Saraketo to watch his Padawan meet her demise. He faces Anakin and actually puts a good, decent effort on him for a bit. To which Anakin then proceeds to throw him out into the dueling yards, where the final fate of Sindralic is decided, to which he basically tells Anakin that you're not going to succeed here. The Jedi will persist, and then dies.
That sucks. That sucks, dude.
Yeah, he kind of goes out a lot of the same way as his Padawan did.
Fuck. Yeah, did you even try?
So
I hold on. I looked up a little bit
uh-huh.
about Sindralic,
Mm-hmm.
and it says on the Wikipedia,
Yep.
his skill was such that it was the conviction of Count Dooku that the renowned combatant General Grievous would be no match for the Battle Master should they ever face off against one another.
Yeah. Like, this dude was one of the Order's top 10 duelists. Because again, he was the one who commanded the Temple Guard.
Trained by Yoda himself, and even Yoda's like, dude, this dude fucks.
Yeah. So, to fucking go out to Vader, much like your own fucking Padawan, is unfortunate. So it's really the whole, did you even try?
Yeah.
You were obviously badass enough that you put in the effort, but was it really anything that mattered?
Yeah.
He doesn't go out like a jobber because he does put effort in, but he does it's not enough effort.
It's not enough. It's enough effort to where
it's enough effort you can escape the Jabba the Hutt list.
Yep.
But it's not enough to where you are anything better than a did you even try?
That sucks.
Now, this is probably one I know probably the least about, because I actually had to remember if he dies in this particular video game. Prince Sizor from the Shadows of the Empire video game with Dash Rendar.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're going real old school. This yo-yo effect of nostalgia and new is really hitting you, isn't it?
Yeah. That's Ooh.
Yeah, I did not. I only looked up to see if he actually died in the video game, so I do not officially know what his final fate actually is or how he actually dies. So we may need you to do a little digging on that one. Should be like the last paragraphs on the Wikipedia if you're gonna find anything about it. Because I myself have never actually played Shadows of the Empire.
Oh, dude, you should. It's really good.
I have it on Steam. I'll probably do it as one of our fucking playthrough games.
It's old and jank, but fuck,
it's fun. I know it's old and jank, but I also know that there's a lot of cult following behind that game. It's like Rogue Squadron with how big the cult following is. Shadows of the Empire is a very fucking esteemed cult following. Of any of the old school N64 classic games, that's one of those. I think that was the last Star Wars. That was the last of the Star Wars games that came out before they all came out on GameCube and Xbox, wasn't it? That was before the Shadows of the Empire was before they moved to the GameCube and Xbox, wasn't it?
Yes, Shadows of the Empire was.
Was it the N64 or the Super Nintendo?
No, it was definitely not the Super Nintendo.
It had to be the N64 then. Then I remember the N64 is the one in between. I'd look it up myself, but we got it on the screen here.
Yeah, N64.
Yeah, I thought so. I remember watching a lot of Eckhart's videos and him talking about Shadows of the Empire, and that being from when he played it on the N64.
Like the end of the N64.
Oh, it had to be.
This game looks way too good to be like within the first couple of years of the
N64.
N64.
Dude, 100% could not have been anything earlier than the just before they transitioned to the GameCube. Like, this had to be the tail end or like the late middle part of the fucking N64's lifespan.
97.
97. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, 96. Sorry, 96 in the US.
96 in the US. So it came out earlier in the US, but 97 it came out a year later globally.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, that game is so much fucking fun. From what I can tell, he does not die in the game.
I thought he died in the game. Because it mentions like his final fate was mentioned with Dash Rendar. What is it from a comic where he dies?
I think it's a comic where he dies.
Oh. I mean, do we still count him since he's originally featured from the video game?
Oh yeah, I would count it.
So, what is his final fate? Because if it's not, we're gonna give him the caveat because he's originally featured from the video game. But I know originally there were characters I cut out of this because their final fates are not met till later. So
yeah, his final fate. Where did it go?
Should be like the last on the Wikipedia? I think it's like
Yeah.
the last 3 or 4 paragraphs.
Yep. So his final fate was he was ordered to. Well, he wasn't ordered to. He decided to try and blow up the Millennium Falcon while it was trying to escape. And Luke was on the ship.
Okay.
And Vader goes, "Hey, stop it. Stop it right now. Surrender. Do not blow that ship up." And then he just kind of ignored Vader's orders, and then Vader blew him up instead.
That's right, because that's why in Awakening of the Rebellion, when Sizor makes his initial appearance in that game, he's like, Vader thought me dead, but I have returned, and now I'm coming to claim the galaxy for the name of the Black Sun.
Yeah. Vader blew up the skyhook he was on.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Using the Executor, which I think is the coolest shit.
So
Vader's out there with his flagship, and he's like, "Yo, don't blow that fucking freighter up."
I'm gonna blow that freighter up.
Die.
I'm thinking like heroic then, or because he literally did just stick the middle finger to Vader and try to kill the fucking
I would even
bitch.
put up as necessary sacrifice.
Put him up as necessary
I think
sacrifice.
that's the highest it would go.
Okay.
Because literally he's like, "Fuck you, Vader. Yeah, sure, your giant-ass flagship is in orbit. Suck my balls."
Very well then. Stuck turbo laser instead. Stuck these 200 plus fucking turbo laser batteries to the fucking face.
Oh, I was even more wrong than I thought. Oh, that's so fucking funny.
What?
All Sizor did was mutter Skywalker's name when he was attacking the freighter. That wasn't even the Millennium Falcon. That was actually Dash Rendar's freighter.
So it was actually the Sundancer.
Yeah. But he had the misfortune of saying Skywalker's name in a communication to his ships that Vader picked up on. And Vader thought that Luke might have been on that ship.
Elite.
That's so fucking funny.
It is actually really fucking funny. Alright.
Literally all because he said the name Skywalker. Vader's like, "That guy's gotta go."
This man die. Alright. So Next one up. So this is the only actual original character from this game. The 2005 Battlefront. This is Geisor Delso, a Geonosian engineer who found a foundry on Mustafar, which the 501st were sent to destroy when they found out it had been reawakened. When the foundry became activated and Geisor tried to rebuild the Separatist army, the 501st were dispatched to eliminate him. To which they...
God. I forgot this guy was even in the game.
Yeah, the whole Mustafar mission line is about killing him. So he is sort of like a radical leader, a radical remnant leader of the Separatist faction. Following the end of the Clone Wars, he tries to reignite the Separatist army by activating a foundry that was hidden on Mustafar. The 501st arrived to blow up this factory. In the midst of the fight, the 501st shoot Geisor Delso and his whole like entourage of Geonosians, and they set the targeting beacon so that an orbital bombardment brings the entire foundry down and obliterates it into the lava lake.
Yep.
They blow up the entire lava lake by setting a target beacon, and Geisor Delso meets his end just before the bombardment when he comes out to try to stop them. He brings out the entire like pack of Geonosian warriors that he had with him, and they try to kill a bunch of the 501st members, succeeding in part, but not ultimately.
Yeah.
Geisor Delso meets his end during the whole massive firefight that occurs just before the orbital bombardment drops and the 501st escape the foundry.
Yep. That guy. Jobber. He's so much of a jobber, I forgot he existed.
Well, if you think...
And I've played the shit out of Battlefront 2.
Well, if you forgot about him, you probably forgot about this next one. Sun Fac. We're going to Republic Commando, baby. So, yeah. Sun Fac was Sun Fac was Poggo the Lesser's lieutenant that had been given a set of secret plans and was orchestrating efforts with the Geonosians and the Separatist leadership for the evacuation, essentially. Sun Fac was helping coordinate this, and Delta Squad is sent to kill Sun Fac. That is their first objective upon arriving on Geonosis during the first battle. Delta Squad are given the order to meet up and kill Sun Fac, to which Sev is the last of their retinue that they meet up with and kill him, and end up breaching the glass pane wall and fight their way into Sun Fac's command center, meeting super battle droids and B1s across the way, fighting Geonosian warriors and more. Ultimately, to watch Sun Fac try to escape on a Nantech starfighter, the Geonosian starfighters, essentially.
Yep.
He boards a Geonosian starfighter and tries to shoot at the members of Delta Squad, to which Sev, with a marksman fucking shot, brings the entire fucking fighter craft down. Couple well-placed marksman shots, he brings the entire fucking fighter craft down. To the jobber section with you.
To the jobbers. I don't think there was a single Geonosian who didn't die like a jobber.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, this one's here.
But this one's depressing.
This one's depressing, but this one is also one of those, it was left to interpretation because we never officially got the second game.
Yeah.
Which would have actually confirmed his fate, but because they don't, his fate is left ambiguous and he is presumed dead. So, Sev, I think, has to go into Epic. I don't think Sev deserves anything but Epic. Because for all the shit he does and the fact he literally is out there on his own, holding off Trandoshans, battle droids, Geonosians, the whole 9 yards. And just after him and his squad mount up on an anti-air array and bring down a Recusant class light destroyer.
Yep. He went out. Okay, so I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that oh my god, what is his name from Halo Reach?
Noble Six.
No, Emil.
Emil.
I think he went out. I think Emil was based on him.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I could see the inspiration 100%.
Literally, go ahead, Six. I've got the gun, and then he just fucking tears ass on like all of those brutes that come down on him until one of them eventually kills him.
And it's even worse because he gets like the one zealot who stabs him through the chest, and he's still fucking going.
Yeah,
he's got
he's
laser
still
sword
going.
in the fucking chest, blast the fucking zealot who stabbed him, and then another 2 brutes just tear him off the fucking gun and kill him.
Dude, and here's the thing. They tear him off the gun, and he jumps with them off the edge, like off the cliff.
Yeah, he brings them down and throws them off the cliff with him.
Like, dude.
Like,
Fucking
he went down
awesome.
so the rest of the team could succeed.
Yes.
And that's kind of what happened here. The rest of the
Yep.
team were given the order to pull out, and Sev had to hold the... Sev was unfortunately left behind. I think he's closer to... I think his fate is closer to Noble Six, where really his death is kind of open to interpretation, because there's all the weird secret ending stuff and whatever about Six actually surviving and whatever.
It would have been better had we gotten another game.
I would have loved to have seen a Second Republic Commando game, honestly. My hope is that when we find out next month about what this new game that Respawn and Bit Reactor are making, this new strategy game that they're making, I'm really hoping that it turns out to be a Republic Commando-based XCOM game. Dude, I'd fucking lose my shit over that.
That would be dope.
I'd fucking love the shit. Because the people who are working on it are all... It's supposed to be a strategy game, and the people who are working on it are members of Firaxis, the people who made XCOM.
Oh, well then that's exactly what it's going to be.
It's either going to be some Rebel-themed one
I'm trying to think
or
of a
fucking...
game that Firaxis has made that isn't just XCOM with a different skin, and I can't think of one.
Yeah, no, it's... I'm really leaning towards that, but... We're going to kind of blitz through these last 3.
All right.
Because I know you don't know any of them.
I don't recognize any of them.
So, these are from the new Battlefront 2. Or as we like to make fun of it, Star Wars Battlefield 2.
Yeah.
Because I hate to tell everybody, it was literally just Battlefield, but Star Wars.
Yep. It is the equivalent of Galactic Battlegrounds, where
But
it is
for
just a
Battlefront.
Star Wars reskin.
Yeah. So, first one up is Del Mico. So, this was one of the members of Inferno Squad who defected during the fall of the Empire after Endor. He joins up with Iden Versio, the main character of the story, and they go off to join the New Republic.
Oh, wait. I'm unlocking memories. I have played this game.
Oh, have you?
I have. I've played the story, and that was about it.
That's unfortunate, because I actually do like... I will say this. The game opened off with a lot of problems when it first came out, and there was a lot of controversy around that game that EA very much wanted to bury under the rug as deep as they could.
Yup.
And have been doing so for the last half-decade.
I have dipped my toes in the multiplayer. I played 3 different multiplayer matches.
The multiplayer was actually really cool. I don't care what anybody says. That was really fun.
It was probably cool when it came out. I played it after. And
how long after?
Hackers. It's
how
just
long?
hackers.
How long after?
I want to say it was like 3 years after release.
Oh yeah, no, you were fucked. You were fucked,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
All hackers.
I have been playing.
Like, wow, this sucks.
Let me put it this way: I was playing the game since the closed beta came out.
Yeah.
I was playing that bitch since the
when it
closed
came
beta.
out and like the hacks for the game weren't everywhere, that multiplayer was fucking banging because I could see it. I
Dude.
could see it in the bones of what I was playing. It's like, this is dope. And
The
then,
game had
like,
every
there's
fucking
people,
measure
like, flying
to
all over the place.
look.
It's like, this sucks.
The game had every potential to be something really fucking cool. Had EA actually put the effort in when they finally got stuff rolling after the whole after the last update where they added Scarif and a bunch of other maps from for like the Galactic Civil War era for the Conquest mode.
Yeah.
That would have been the Star Wars game. I still stand by that belief to this day. That would have been the Star Wars game. Because you have all the promotional material laid out right in front of you, and that's the game to throw that promotional material for. You've got Ahsoka, characters, you've got Rebels characters, you've got you got skins from Kenobi, you've got skins from you got characters from Rogue One and Andor. Like, your scope is limitless. You got the whole Bad Batch, all those characters and their appearances to put in. You have endless possibilities. There is so much they could have done with that. And it burns me even more because when they cut it off was probably I think the time when Star Wars may have been seeing its darkest hours. Because that was like the start of the pandemic. Everything is about to go to shit. And we were getting we had just gotten Clone Wars' finale. Clone Wars ended. We got the final episodes of that. And that was just depressing. Like, it was a good ending. But damn, was that depressing.
I just checked when I last played it. February 3rd, 2022.
But, you know, I agree wholeheartedly. The story, you could do without the story. The story was not great. It could have been better, but then again, I don't play these games. Honestly, unfortunately, Call of Duty is the only kind of one of these, like, arcade shooters that I ever play for the story. I hate to tell people this, but Call of Duty is probably the only one of these kinds of games that I will play for the story. And that's because Call of Duty can make some interesting stories out of, like, war shooter stories.
Yeah.
Like, you can they have some weird ability to craft some decent tales out of them. But Battlefield's stories I've never liked. Outside Bad Company, I've never liked a Battlefield story.
I liked the first and second original like Battlefield stories. Those ones were dope.
I mean, the first one was just here's retellings of battles from the series.
Yeah, and that's fun. You get to see it from like a ground
perspective. And the second one was, I will say the second one's story was better because you're getting to see the perspective of the story through the clones from the beginning of Geonosis all the way through some of these major battles of the Clone Wars. The Battle of Utapau, the Battle of Coruscant, the Battle of Felucia, the Battle of fucking Megiddo, the Battle of Kashyyyk, the actual raid on the temple on Coruscant during Operation Nightfall, or whatever. You get to see how they transition from that to going into the Empire, and what happens to the 501st when they really start to fall, when the clones start to really get phased out, and they're the only ones left.
Yep.
Like, all their brothers are gone, and they're being replaced by these random faces that don't look anything recognizable to them.
Yeah. It's because they're the last of the full clone battalion.
Like, it was a cool story, and getting to know the thoughts and feelings of them. And also having Tamora Morrison actually voice the characters for that one was really cool.
That was really good.
That's the other reason why I like Republic Commando, because Tamora Morrison voices Boss in that one.
Mm-hmm.
He voices Boss and the advisor which are the only 2 clones, by the way, voiced by him, which is crazy. None of the other clones are voiced by Tamora Morrison in that game.
I mean, why not? You just need to record a voice. They're the same.
You know what's
people.
fucked? You know what's actually really fucking wild? Carth Onasi is the same guy who voices Scorch.
I need you to shut up right now.
No, I will not.
I need you to put those words back in your mouth.
Nope. They are out in the ether. They are on the internet forever. That is knowledge that you now have living in your brain. Congratulations.
I hate it here.
So anyway, let's talk about these schmuckos.
All right.
So, Del Meeko's ultimate demise was so of the characters, he is the one who actually meets his at the end of the game.
Yep.
Now, I'd completely forgotten to put Iden on here because I did forget she actually dies in the Resurrection storyline. I'd completely forgotten she actually dies in that storyline, but I'm sorry, she wasn't getting anything higher than a jobber.
Yep.
I honestly, all fucking 3 of them go on the jobber.
I was just about to say, jobber.
Like, because Meeko gets fucking shot by Hask when Kylo Ren interrogates him to find out where the Resistance base is. Or actually, more specifically, they're looking for the guy they find in Force Awakens. The dude the dude who has the map to Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for Larson Tekka, the guy who they kill, the old dude who they kill in the beginning of Force Awakens. And then Hask shows up after Kylo Ren basically mind rapes fucking Del Meeko and literally butchers his way through his memories.
Yep. Which
admittedly, pretty fucking dope moment for Kylo Ren. Not even gonna lie.
Yeah. That's a cool force power that I think is exclusive to Kylo. That's pretty dope.
Is really cool. But then later on, but of course before all that, the guy before, Garrick Versio, Iden Versio's father, and a Imperial Admiral, one of the last warlords of the Empire, kind of just lets himself go down with his Star Destroyer during the Battle of Jakku.
Yep.
So, and Hask, of course, is shot by Iden Versio when he tries to kill her on board the Resurgent Star Destroyer, just following the destruction of Starkiller Base.
Yeah, all jobbers.
All jobbers.
All jobbers.
And when I add Iden to the list later, jobber.
Jobber. Oh, it sucks out there, man.
It's rough. But this is our list. Our latest update. We have a fair bit of additions to the other categories.
True.
Especially for the epics. We had 4 whole epics added into this one.
Oh, yeah.
And most of them were two of them were from newer games. 2 of them were from one of the newer games. That's crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
By the way, for those wondering where any Outlaws characters are, you wonder why they're not here? Because I have yet to fully beat Outlaws. So until I do, it doesn't happen.
Ah, the cast of Outlaws, the jobbers, a lot of them.
All of them jobbers.
All of them jobbers. You could probably just take, like...
The worst part is...
just the title of Star Wars Outlaws and just...
Star Wars jobbers.
Right into jobbers.
Star Wars jobbers. I'm sorry, there's only like 3 original... There's only like 3 actual characters from that game who are new, who are like classic characters. The rest, all jobbers.
Yep.
Because you have Lando Calrissian, who, by the way, is not even voiced by... Not voiced by Billy D. Williams or Donald Glover.
What the fuck?
It's an entirely different motherfucker who they got to voice that. And I was not happy about that. I would have at least appreciated if they got Donald Glover to do it. Because I understand not getting Billy D. Williams. The dude's almost fucking 90. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
The dude is old, and he's still waiting for the Lando series to happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Okay, no, it's not gonna. They're gonna wait till he dies to finally do it. That way they can do whatever the fuck they want with it.
Yeah.
That's the fucked up part.
Unlike Harrison Ford, Billy D. Williams actually really likes the Lando character.
Yeah. And it's not to say that Han didn't actually hate the guy who did the young Han. Like, he actually really liked the guy who did the young Han. Like, he gave him the full, like, yo, you want to use this dude as, like, the new Han Solo? Go for it. This dude did it.
It's just Harrison Ford doesn't like Star Wars.
He doesn't like Star Wars. Like, he's not... He prefers the more, like, mystery adventure stuff of, like, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like,
he loves Indiana Jones.
He to this day has said he will never give that character up for anybody.
No.
That character is going to nobody, even after he's in the grave.
No, that character dies with him, as it should.
As it fucking should.
I just wish they'd do it sooner, because the latest movies aren't great.
The last movie was not anything good. That was a bad movie. I
Oh,
will say this much. The new video game they came out with, that was apparently really good. Dude,
I heard the game is great.
It was actually kind of funny because, one, Bethesda fucking made the video game. Or they're the publisher for the video game. Second, Nolan North is the guy who he's the guy who actually plays he's the guy who actually plays Indy for that game.
Yeah.
He's the voice for Indiana Jones for that game. And then in the Game Awards, Todd Howard, Harrison Ford, and Nolan North, we're all on the stage.
Yeah.
And he gave him the thumbs up.
I guarantee you that's just because Todd Howard wanted to like stand next to Harrison Ford.
I guarantee you that's what it was, but
because Todd Howard,
the Game Awards has a tendency of pulling celebrities for shit like that because they've had fuckers like Anthony Mackie and everything like that on there.
I love to rag on I just said his name.
Todd Howard.
I love to rag on Todd Howard.
Everybody likes to rag on Todd Howard.
It's not like I hate him. He's just...
The man does not know what he's doing.
He's a dweeb.
He is...
He's a dweeb. And he's fun to bully. And that sucks. But everybody knows. Everybody knows he's easy to bully.
He's very easy to bully. He kind of sets himself up for it is the worst part.
The thing is like, every interview I've ever seen with him, he's always like really down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just lying constantly.
It's real bad.
Anytime he opens his mouth to talk about a video game that he's making, it's a lie. Like, every time. If he's talking about video games he's playing, like, he genuinely enjoys video games.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the few, like, guys in control of, like, a gaming company that enjoys to play video games. It's just that he oversells everything, and he just lies.
He does oversell a lot.
He oversells everything.
We all remember Starfield.
Oh my god, dude. Starfield's so bad the modding community gave up on it.
Well,
like 90% of the modding community are like, fuck it, we're going back to Skyrim.
So there is actually one in there that I saw that may be worth exploring. There is one
Star Wars one?
Yeah, it's the Star Wars one.
Yeah, the Star Wars one does look pretty good.
And honestly, that was part of the reason when I saw the spring sale up. I'm like, do I throw the like 40 B? Do I throw like the 50 fucking beads at this motherfucker?
No.
I have every apprehension to do it. I have every apprehension to do it.
The Star Wars mod just reskins characters.
No, so the one I'm talking about is actually a whole total conversion thing. There's a whole total conversion thing.
It does away with like the story and everything. It's
yes,
just Star Wars.
It's a new story, and
that'll be a good one. Okay.
It's a new story. It's supposed to take place like after the fall of the Empire.
Okay.
Setting wise, it's supposed to be like after the fall of the Empire and actually during the rise of the Vong.
That's dope. I'm down. That'd be fun.
So
the one I
looks
saw
like
was literally just like a reskin, and it's the same story. It's just now there's an AT-AT around and like
no. So that is definitely. I know the one you're talking about. That is just a skins. That's just a reskin set that changes the 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 SDF or something like that.
Nah, fucking
some stupid shit like that.
I tried to play the game with Game Pass for like 4 hours, but it runs like dog shit.
I mean, to be fair, your PC is also not that great at running.
Yeah, my PC is also a little old. I'll admit.
I will also attest to there being some problems with performance even when playing it on a console. So it's got it had some performance issues. I won't lie. But then again, most of the performance issues I had were nothing short of Skyrim level bullshit.
Yeah. Dude, I watched a video.
Bethesda's normal bullshit, essentially.
It was the history of Bethesda.
Uh-huh.
From when they started making from like their inception, like when company was created and they started making like sports games and stuff, all the way through to like the current games they're making. Mm-hmm. And every single game they have ever made has been a buggy mess and optimized poorly. Every single game, a 100% track record of all of their games releasing buggy and bad.
Yeah, it's rough. So I think we are officially through this. We've got our tier list maker done. We are going to, so we have done movie characters and we've done game characters. We've added a fair bunch to the list, a fair few jobbers. Actually, not as many jobbers as we had in the actual movies.
True.
We did not have as many jobbers for this one. But then again, I think that all amounts to nothing when we look at what happened to Bode.
True. Okay, so when it comes to movies are not interactive. So you can look at a movie and be like, yeah, that guy died because he did something stupid. That, you know, blah, blah, blah. When you're playing a game, you're like, yeah, but was the fight cool?
Yeah.
Did it feel fun to play? Yeah. All right. That says a lot because it's an interactive media. Unless you're Bode.
Unless you're Bode. In which case, just fucking get got, stupid.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking...
I look at the words Fable 2 boss fight, and I still get mad.
Seethe. Seethe, my brother. Seethe.
Oh my god. It's an RPG. You spend like 30, 40 hours in this game.
Yes.
Playing this game.
Doing a lot of the side activities and everything.
Is literally, bang, you're done. And it's not a cutscene. You shoot the guy. I thought there was going to be like a second phase or something. Like this was just going to be like the start of the fight. No, you shoot the guy and the game is over. It sucks.
I still have honestly no idea why they made him a villain for that game. Like, I genuinely just... Why?
The thing is like... story-wise, he's a good villain. And like, you can listen to like, why he's doing it. You're like, yeah, I understand. You're doing it you're going about it the wrong way, but I understand why you're doing it. And then to just have it end so anticlimactically. Oh my god, dude. It sucks so bad.
Disappointing failures, all of you. There's a whole.
I would have loved
Just fuck this dude in particular, man. Fuck him in particular.
Yeah, dude. Fuck Bode.
Fuck this man. I just.
Now I know. Now I know when I play that game because I haven't and I don't own it yet, but I will eventually play that game. When I play that game,
when we go through that game,
to skip the end.
When we go through that game ourselves, I mean,
yeah, no, it's not gonna do it. I don't think I will.
It's alright, you'll get to see it anyway, because when we do our fucking playthrough of it. I don't want to do it any more than you do, but
don't make me watch.
We're gonna if I have to suffer, you have to suffer.
How dare you bring this upon me?
Equal opportunity suffering.
You get to suffer, and you get to suffer. Everybody
gets
to
to
suffer.
So, I will say there were actually a lot less heroics than what we added on the movie character list. There were more epics than what we've added in the movie list.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There were definitely more Did You Even Tries, but there were less jobbers. But then Bode getting his own fucking category outweighs the entire amount difference for the jobbers.
Yeah.
To make an entire category for you.
You get your own space. You're so bad.
You're going in the box.
So I was
You're going to hell, not jail. Hell. Goodbye.
You're going to Brazil.
So, I think for the next one we do,
yeah,
I kind of want to knock the animated series out. I want to do ones for the animated series.
Okay.
So, if I look at it consistently, we'll look at all the material for that. That's the Gendy movies,
Yep.
The actual Clone Wars series, and the special that ties into it. Rebels, Resistance, Tales of the Jedi, and Tales of the Empire, and Bad Batch.
Bad Batch. Okay. Couldn't remember if Bad Batch was animated or not.
Bad Batch is animated.
Okay.
So those are all the ones that will be covered in that. So there should actually be a fair scope there. We should have another fair crop for that one.
You are going to do almost all the heavy lifting because I haven't watched any of those.
Yep. So luckily I have seen enough of the animated series to be able to pull that off fairly easily. Like, this should be fucking nothing for me. Because I have watched the animated series of Star Wars stuff front and back 9 times over. I love outside Resistance, which Resistance was okay. It is not by any means the worst series I've ever seen. But it's just not the greatest either.
Yeah.
I think the second season makes it a little better, but for the first one, it's just kind of like... If you've ever seen Stormhawks, you have a little bit of appreciation for something like that. But that's such an obscure fucking series for people to remember. Like... Oh, sorry. Cat!
I think I'm into either the end of the second season or the beginning of the third season of the Clone Wars.
I mean, you will definitely have enough time to finish all of them before we do this.
It's cute that you think I'm going to. I'm probably not going to. That is something I watch every now and then.
Well, we've got until, like... So, when we do this one, it'll be the 28th of June when we do this next one. Because we do these quarterly. These are the last Saturday of every month. Or every month. These are the last Saturday on the every third month of the year. Is what we're going to be doing these.
Yep.
Until we have all the character deaths lined up for everything. Until we come up with another tier list to end up doing, which God help us. Once we finish this one, we'll have to come up with an entirely new fucking tier list to do.
That's right.
At that point, and we still have not gotten. We have, I think, the pieces of material that I'm going to do these on. We've got the animated series, the live action series, the books, the comics.
Oh, dude, the comics are gonna be so fucking nuts.
The Legacy era. And the Old Republic era.
Yep. The comics are gonna be the fucking wildest ones. Those comics have been coming out since the 70s.
Yeah, there's a lot of material in those.
A lot of comics.
Which we may not manage to get all of it, and I apologize for that, but that is part of the problem with using old material. Old, inaccessible material.
Fuck, dude, at some point we're just gonna go to the Wikipedia and just be like characters that died, and just find the list of every named character that has died.
I've tried to do that. You're gonna be looking for a while.
Oh man.
I will say I will keep the list to a minimal number so that it's not every fucking character.
That's fair.
Because I can only do up to 500 images on this thing, and by the time we hit Old Republic, we will have half that number already.
Yes.
Because the Old Republic on its own will add over 100 characters. That on its own may be a multi-part special.
Yeah. There's a lot of characters in Old Republic.
There are a lot of cool characters. There's a lot of cool
jobbers too.
There's a lot of jobbers, but there's a lot of cool
jobbers.
There's a lot of cool characters too. There's a good split of character diversity there. So, we will figure that out. But the next one of these will be the animated series. Tomorrow is going to be our book club, which we are going to be live streaming for the good people at the home.
Nice.
We are going to be live streaming that. The book club will always be live streamed, so we have people in the talk when we actually get people jumping in who want to either listen in or have read along with us and want to give their own comments.
Yeah.
So we'll have that to go in. This is the Dooku Jedi Lost novel. I will be going into what our next book will be, because I'm sure by that point we will have, if you don't already have one, we will have a fucking token to use for Audible if I don't pull from my existing library.
Yep.
So I'll look over one of the ones I want to do, and I think I have the one I want to do, so that'll be announced after we do the book club tomorrow, so you can check it out then. As for our next topic, I believe I established it beforehand, but because we are clearing the Dooku Jedi Lost book, I think it's only fair we give the Earl Count Dooku himself his own covered segment.
That's understandable.
I think Dooku does. I think it's worth covering Dooku at this point. We've talked about him and mentioned him quite enough that I think it's time we actually give him his own segment in the story.
Yes.
So
we've already done Ventress.
We've done Ventress. We've done Grievous.
Might as well hit that trifecta, dude.
Might as well hit the trifecta. And unfortunately, there's not enough material for poor Severance Tan. Unfortunately, Severance Tan is not going to be able to get her own series as much as I wish I could.
I will say this: I have seen fan art of Severance Tan today. Raw.
100%.
She'll kill me. Raw.
I don't know if she'd kill you immediately on that one, but
oh no, not immediately. She would crush my heart though.
Definitely would end. Definitely game end you. It's just a matter of when.
It happens slowly.
Before or after the ball busting.
It would happen slowly.
But we're gonna cut it off here. We hope you all enjoy. stay tuned for all this war. Next week we will be doing the Dooku episode, and next week we also will be back up with more Force Unleashed. Hopefully we are going to be, hopefully if we can get through the rest of this, we will be able to speed blitz through the rest of that game.
Yep.
I've stated before, we're not going into Republic Commando for the next one. We're not Republic Commando, you know, we are going to do Republic Commando next, is the next one I want to do, but we're not going to do Force Unleashed 2 next. Because that requires a whole lot of backdooring and processes to get through that. To get it to actually work.
Game is
broken.
Not optimized. It is broken. It crashes all the time.
Can't even get that bitch to load up.
I found out that there is a way to get the game to work, and that is to remove the cutscenes. Like, delete the cutscene folder.
Which, I mean, why?
Yeah.
You're neutering half of the fucking game by doing that.
Yeah. Like, you can just remove the cutscenes, just watch them on YouTube. Shut the fuck up. That's not why I'm playing the game for.
It's not at all why we're here. And apparently there's another one that's like, oh, just kill your antivirus and it work.
I mean, probably. But if I do that, I'm also disconnecting my computer from the internet, which then kind of defeats the purpose of streaming it.
Yeah, so unless I can manage to, some way or another, get a hold of a copy of it on a console or emulate it some way, I'm never going to play Force Unleashed 2. Unfortunately, it's just not happening.
Nope.
So, for those who may have been looking for the next game after this, I'm sorry to break your hearts, but that is not going to happen anytime soon. May end up happening in the future, but not anytime soon.
Nope.
So,
anyway, Republic Commando is more fun anyway.
Republic Commando is a lot more fun, and I really want to fucking play that game. Because I know for a fact that, for the most part, I can play most of that game's music. And for the ones that can't, YouTube is perfect at being able to just let me erase the songs that are copyrighted in there.
That's good. As opposed to the Twitch format where it's just mutes you.
Well, I mean, Twitch will mute you after it's recorded.
Yeah.
So when it goes up as a VOD later on the YouTube, I just upload it, and then, yes, it'll hit me with a copyright. However, I can clear that copyright just by just by going back to edit through it and clear the song off it.
Yep.
So it'll be easy to get through it there, and I think that's probably what we will end up doing for that one. Because while yes, there are a few actual copyrighted songs in that game, there is not as many as some of the other titles we will be playing.
One of the big ones is the opening title scroll.
Always. Well, no, we don't have the opening title scroll in Republic Commando.
There isn't one?
Well, not in the same way that the rest of the games do.
Okay.
Because remember, that one may actually get claimed, because I think that's the one that has like the low choir music from like Palpatine's theme and whatever. I think that one will probably get claimed, but again, it's one of those that willing to blitz the risk for that one.
That's fair.
Because, dude, the game is worth it. It's so worth it.
One of the best Star Wars.
And honestly, the edits are not that awful. Just getting the song erased off YouTube from the audio clip off YouTube. Yeah. It takes a little bit for it to clear, but it is pretty good about actually just clearing that audio. So it's not awful, and it's something we will be able to have fun with, because that one should also be a fairly quick game, especially if we do it as a playthrough on Twitch. We stream it and then record it as a VOD later. Like, easy enough. Like, it's easy money, easy bits. So we'll do that as our next playthrough, which again, hopefully will be within the next couple weeks. We should start that one in May, I think, if we get through, because next week we should be close to finishing Force Unleashed. So if we don't start it towards the end of April, it'll be at the end of May when we start this, because I've only got maybe like 2 or 3 parts left in this Force Unleashed playthrough.
Yeah, it's almost done.
2 at the minimum, 3 at the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think
I may do 3 anyway because we have the bonus story. We have the bonus story as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have to do the we're gonna do both endings. We're gonna do the primary ending initially, where we go and fight Palpatine. Then we will go and do the fight with Vader and get the alt ending, so we have the actual transition and all the bonus stuff that we can show off in a later bit.
Yep.
So we may do 3 streams for those, because I'm sure that those would be doing all of that will be 3 streams worth of content. So
yeah, like 3 minimum. Yeah.
We'll get through all that and then figure it out from there. But until next time, everybody, I think that's where we're going to be ending it off. Here in a little bit, though, I will be transitioning to Twitch. As of recording this, I will be transitioning on to Twitch to go and start streaming some Borderlands with Crafty, Damien, and Angel.
Now you're starting with Borderlands 1, right?
We are starting with Borderlands 1.
Okay.
We are going from 1 pre-sequel to 3, and then eventually 4 when it comes out. And then I'll do like a special segment on the side for Tales of the Borderlands. Because I know Tales of the Borderlands is important to 3.
Now, what about Tales of the Wonderlands?
No.
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, that's what
No, because the multiplayer for that one is dog shit.
I mean, it's bad for all of them.
Well,
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Those games, the multiplayer in those isn't great.
Yeah, the move the shift servers really fucks up a lot of multiplayer ability.
Yeah.
So that's stuff we are gonna have to tackle regardless. But
and you're playing it in chronological order.
Yeah.
That sucks because pre-sequel's so much worse than the first 2 games.
I mean, I want to know. I've never actually finished any of the games. I have only played 2 in pre-sequel. I've played 2 pre-sequel, 3, and Tiny Tina's. Those are the only ones of like Borderlands I've ever actually played.
One is fun. It's definitely like silent protagonist type stuff. 2 is the best one. 3 is fine. Pre-sequel's not great. Wonderlands is fine. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. 2 is the best one, like hands down. It is the best one.
Well, regardless, we're gonna pop off so I can start getting ready for that. Yep. The tier list is saved, so we will be able to come back to this. I'll add on the images for animated series characters as we get closer to that release. But as of right now, you, the audience, will be able to jump into this and be able to pick apart the list and set your own list up. You'll be able to pick apart this list and do with it what you will.
That's right.
So we can disagree with us, and if you put Bode any higher than where he is now, we will disown you.
If you put Bode anywhere than where he is right now, you're wrong.
You are wrong, and you don't deserve to have an opinion.
If you move anyone else around, I could probably like, okay, yeah, I can.
We can make an argument for some of the people, even in the jobber category, if you have a good enough point to make. But Bode does not go anywhere but where he is.
No. Man, dude, hearing about that fight it's so depressing. It sucks so bad.
It's awful, especially because it's overshadowed by Dagon's fight.
Yeah, it should have just ended with Dagon.
That's what I'm fucking saying. Like, I'd expected another fight with Dagon and it be like a really big battle, but it not to be the final one where we have like him actually getting to go to, what was it, Tanalorr was the actual name of the place or whatever. But he just gets killed just before he can actually get to escaping and getting the bridge open to go to Tanalorr. It's unfucking fortunate, and it's worse because all the build up to the fight with Dagon was there. But this comes out of fucking nowhere, and it's just like, what the actual fuck, dude? What the actual fuck?
Again, subverting your expectations by turning the game bad. You expected a good game.
We had to remind you that this is a game made by EA.
God damn it, dude.
We may be Respawn, but we have to remind you that this was a game made by EA. So, we're going to go ahead and pop it off. I hope you all enjoyed. And until next time, everybody, make sure you do all the things and hit all the buttons. And check out all our other series. And check out some of the new ones coming up. This has been The Freelancer, signing off until then. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.